Actually, do I still got it? Actually, guys, hold that thought. Stay tuned, y'all. Don't go nowhere if you want to stay. We're back. We're back. Welcome, y'all. We got to do it the right way. Appreciate y'all patience. I lost my way somewhere now, another galaxy. Too much to take, these memories end in tragedy. In all of these places, all of these faces. I own no copyrights to the music that's playing. And all these mistakes of mine, I can't replace it. I gotta move on somehow. Healing energy on me, baby. All I really need is one thing. Healing energy on me, baby. Can you make a wish for me? Healing energy on me. When it's 11:11, I need it. Healing energy on me, baby. Can you make a wish for me? what I bang for my growth. Walking in the steppy, I was 10 on my toes. Welcome all the smoke. Mama prayed for me so I won't fall. Walking 10 toes. I be paranoid, but nobody knows. Anxiety, don't let the pressure get to your head. You know we play with keys. Don't let it go over your head. Steady, moving on to greater. Never thought that I'd be ready. She let me, I let her keep her things. She told me, why didn't you just fight for it? All these daddies had too many. I promised that I would've died for it. You just had to fucking let me. Now I'm married to the game, I'm in that. No more chains, I'ma buy me some gold. 3 days trying to room for some more. Life learning lessons, cause you reap what you sow. Walking in Giuseppe, I was 10 on my toes. You know I welcome my smoke. Mama prayed for me so I won't fall. Walking 10 toes. I be stressing out, but nobody knows. Anxiety, don't let the pressure get to your head. You know we play with keys. Don't let it go over your head. Welcome all the smoke. Mama prayed for me so I won't fall. Walking 10 toes. I be paranoid, but nobody knows. Anxiety, to your head. You know we play with keys. Don't let it go over your head. Steady.
Finding good,
What's up, y'all?
trustworthy advice.
Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Appreciate y'all for waiting. You know, of course, music helps in all the situations, all little situations. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like a lot of people, especially women, are not gonna. I'm not too sure if you're gonna like this stream. So I'm gonna be talking about black on black hate, but a lot of the hate is coming from the black women, you know? And I just want to talk about that today. And I actually have a few videos that I saved. And yeah. And you know what? With the black on black hate that we have been experiencing lately, it has really exposed racism. You know, black racism. A lot of black people are really showing their true colors. They really showing how they felt long ago about other black people. Just like, let me give y'all an example though. Just like the Charlie Kirk situation, it exposed people that have hatred in their hearts, that will laugh at you when you're dying, that will laugh at you when you're hurt. The Charlie Kirk situation exposed a lot of people that's wicked and cold-hearted. The food stamp situation is exposing a lot of black racism. It exists. It does. Let's be 100. My black people, tell me, am I lying? Can we be racist towards one another? Is it possible for us to be racist towards one another or no? Because if you ask me, it really is, especially if you get into a high position as a black person and you're able to put your other black brothers and black sisters down, you're able to, I mean, you have that authority to make sure that they don't get a job. You have the authority to make sure that you keep their kids from them. You know what I mean? You have the authority to arrest them if you're a police officer. You know, you can be racist when you use your position and you abuse it at the same time. And you make it hard. This is exactly why they say we are our own oppressors. We really oppress one another. We really want to see each other down. We don't want we don't want one another. I mean, it seemed like people don't want to see their people climb above them. Because if you climb above them, they'll do everything there is to put you back down. And it's just always a damn competition in the black community. But with the black women, what I'm seeing now is how a lot of black women are very prideful, and they want to remain in that mindset of, I'm an independent, strong black woman. I can do it all by myself, because that's what they were taught. That's what grandma taught. That's what mama taught. You got a family full of nothing but strong, independent black women. So apparently it seems like majority of the black women still think that way. And see, now they taking it to a whole nother level. Now it's like the disrespect, though, that they have for the black man. But in the same breath, it's like they want a black man. You said facts. It's like people hate got stronger since most have to face the struggle. They fought so hard to run away. They forgot some never had it together due to tragedy similar to a government shutdown. Exactly. And you said people don't want to see their own family win, especially in the black culture. What the hell going on? Exactly. And see, that's why I got a video on that actually. The part where you said people don't want to see their own family win. That is so true. It's true. I have actually, if I think about it, I got 2 videos on that one. Because a lot of black women look for validation, rather it's in the social media streets or just in the streets or for their family. Like, it's like they want to impress people, and so they live by that thing that's called, I am a strong independent black woman, I can do it all by myself. The thing is, though, thanks to zaddy government, you probably can for a very short amount of time, because zaddy government is going to shut down whenever it wants. They got it all figured out because of zaddy government. You know what I'm saying? And also, most importantly, though, the generational curses in the family. It's like an ongoing thing. And unfortunately, I feel bad for the up and coming young black generation, because look at how they look up to their parents. Look at how the little girls look at their mothers. They look at their mothers like, my mama get food stamps. Let me tell y'all something. It was this the other day. We were walking through a park, and it was in the morning time. It was like around 10, and it was this little boy. He looked like he was about 14, I'll say, probably 13. And he was sitting at the park by himself with his uniform on. And he stood there and he just started staring at us. I looked at my husband. I said, uh-oh, children of the corn. You know, like should we turn around? Cause look, we in Chicago. I don't know what to expect from these children out here. These the and I look. This is all due respect, but a lot of these children here in Chicago is extremely uncontrollable. Like they have literally not an ounce of control. A lot of them are like that, and they're very savage. I'm gonna tell you that. And he looked like one of those. He looked like one of those little kids that are really. So my husband was like, "No, we just gonna keep walking." So the little boy said, "Hey, hey." So I'm like, "He talking to us?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm talking to y'all. What's y'all name?" So I'm looking like, "What's our name?" I'm not about to give him my name. Like, what's wrong with this little boy? So my husband was like, "Why you need our name?" He was like, "Oh no, I was just asking because I was gonna introduce myself to y'all." And I'm looking like, "Oh, okay." So he was like, "Are y'all from around here? Where y'all from?" I mean, sound like a real little, like he be in the streets a little bit. I said, "Why?" He said, "Oh no, I was just asking." We said we was from. He said, Where y'all from? California?" I said, "Yeah, we from California." Yep, California. He said, "Oh, so y'all must have just moved over here." I said, "Yep, we sure did." He said, "Oh, okay. Where y'all about to go?" I'm like, then he started asking for a few dollars, do you got a few dollars or whatever? So my husband was like, "Nah, man, I'm messed up, bro. Food stamps ain't even come on." So the little boy said this: "Oh, the food stamps? Oh, yeah, I know about the food stamps. Yep. Seems to me like they shutting that down, ain't it?" I'm like, a little boy. This boy looked like he's about 13 or 14. So I looked, I said, "Damn, even the little kids know about food stamps. Even the little kids know about food stamps because their mothers are have taught their children to be reliant on zaddy government." This little boy is outside, and then my husband asked him, he said, "Why you not in school?" So the little boy said, "Oh, oh, I just decided to put my uniform on today, but it wasn't no school." And I'm like, today is the day where they're at school. You know what I'm saying? Like the kid's supposed to be in school. What you doing out here by yourself in the park with your school uniform on? That goes to show you how a lot of these children, what type of parents they really have. Real talk. Because a lot of these children have no discipline. And you can tell by the way that they're being brought up. And they're being brought up in a house where there is a strong, independent black woman that can do bad all by herself because zaddy government stepped in and he's helping her with everything she needs. So she don't need a man. She don't even need her baby zaddy, you know? A lot of these women have shown the true hatred that they have for the black man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's vice versa. A lot of these black men have shown the true hatred that they have for black women as well. But I've been seeing a lot of the hatred come from the black woman. And a lot of black women now are very bitter because of what's going on in society, because of how they can't accept the fact that this is really happening. Zaddy, where are you going, Zaddy? You know what I'm saying? And Zaddy is Zaddy in so many different type of ways. Zaddy is like, come here, my little princess. And then Zaddy is also like, come here, baby girl, I got a little something for you. Zaddy government is her pimp, pretty much. But it's like, when Zaddy government stepped in for the black women, he say, you either gonna kick that ninja to the curb so I can give you everything that you need and I can provide for you in your household, or you keep him and you get nothing from his bum ass. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Caleb? What's up? Um, he said he lived around here for 10 years. I'm like, for sure. You know, for sure. You saying you lived around here for 10 years, but you look like you about 12 or 13. So, okay. But anyway, um, Zaddy government steps in and he's kicking everybody out the way. He's telling you who you can have in your house, who you can't have in your house. You know, he's providing you with the free food benefits that you get, the Medicaid, the Social Security, the cash assistance, you know, child support, you know, everything you could think of, housing, all of that. So why wouldn't you be a strong, independent black woman that can do bad all by herself? Your family told you to go to school, finish school, go to college, get you a job, get you a job. Cause it seemed like it always stopped there. It's like, go to school, go to college, get you a job, get your little career. And then it seems like once you get the career, you get the husband, you get the house, you get the kids, you know, the car, you're successful. It seems like it stops right there. It seems like that's the finish line. You finished, you're done. You got everything that you need. But what people fail to realize is you still have to rely on the government in some sort of way. In some kind of way, you still got to rely heavily on the government. This is the matrix. The system is the matrix. And when you work and you get paid, you still rely on government. And this is exactly what I've been talking about yesterday. But the black hate is starting to evolve from no EBT food stamps. The minute that I step outside my door, I can sense chaos in the atmosphere. I can feel it just brewing up. I feel it. And it's a crazy feeling. It's a crazy feeling when you got to step outside your door and you can just feel just the evil in the atmosphere, the chaos. You can tell that they are waiting for, it's like they're waiting for something. They're waiting for that moment that you tell them no again. Tell them no again. We live in a world with a bunch of people that can't take no for an answer, okay? They can't even acknowledge their wrongs. They don't want to acknowledge that they're wrong. They wrong, they do wrong, they know that they're wrong, and they don't want you to tell them that they're wrong. Tell them no again and watch and see what happens. That's all. That's all. The chaos is gonna unfold, because I saw an article earlier, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he is the head of the air traffic control or whatever the case may be, and he stated that eventually they're going to have to shut down which means delays in flights, cancellations. People are not going to go anywhere. You want to know why? Because he said it's going to be mass chaos. It's going to be mass chaos. This is something that Zaddy government created. Y'all, they are all working together. They're all in on this whole scheme. They haven't been able to get your attention enough. So they know they're going to hit you where it hurt. Food stamps, food stamps, food stamp crisis, food crisis. And next, they're going to take everything away from you. Everything that you thought that you had a hold of, they're going to take it away from you, baby girl. But you said you a strong, independent black woman. You don't need a man for nothing. Because a lot of black women, they look at men for what they have and not who they are. It's about how much money you make, how many times you get paid a month, what you can do for her and her kids and her family, and how you can pay her bills. And she wants to be treated like a wife. She want to be treated like a wife, but she just don't have wifey mentality though. You know, she don't want to get in the kitchen and cook anything, but she will warm you up a TV dinner or throw a little something in the oven. She will order takeout, and she wants you to take her out. And a lot of these women, they need you. They want to request that to you the minute that you say, "Hey, how you doing, sweetheart? What's your name? How you feel? Ooh, you looking real good." So now, oh, I'm looking good. You got some money? You know, they don't even realize that they are selling themselves to a man. And you don't have to, but you want to, because that's the fast money for a lot of black women too. A lot of men get the fast money in the streets and through rapping and stuff like that, or robbing, whatever the case may be. A lot of women, they may do the same thing, but they also get fast money when it comes down to finessing a man out his coins. And they know how they can do that. And they know how they can get you. All you got to do is say the word. Say you'll pay her bills. Say you're going to take her out for steak and shrimp and lobsters. Say that and show the money. And she's all yours. Folks really pissed about them holidays, but hey, they gonna pass them link cards out. Just gonna have to get that chip in you so you can go buy some chips. You know, yeah, for real. Seriously. And let me tell you something. What I'm talking about, black on black hate, aligns with the food stamp crisis and the hate in the black community when it comes down to black women and black men. And I hate the fact that it's not a competition to me, but I have to call it how I see it. And what I see is a lot of black women hating either one another or black men in the black community. I see that. I see how a lot of times a lot of black men have try to shoot they shot at a woman respectfully and they get turned down because it's about how they dress and what they have versus who he is and how respectful he is as a gentleman coming to you respectfully though. And he gets turned down because he he a nobody. He has to have high status some way somehow. And see, Zaddy government has high status because he's able to provide you and the other black women with everything that they need. And you know, it's a win for you because you get to share Zaddy government. You know, a lot of these black women love to share a man, you know, and they really want a man that's into a three-way relationship or the quadruple relation. It's just weird. You know what I'm saying? And that a lot of this is going on in the black community. Excuse me, a lot of people don't see this because some people may not be black and they don't stay in the black community. You know what I'm saying? But I'm calling what I see because ever since the government shutdown and the food stamp crisis is that's currently going on, a lot of black people have been exposing themselves in the black community and they have been showing what type of time in they own. And unfortunately, I see this, like I said, from a lot of the black women. Seriously. You said they gonna be pissed that you brought this up. I mean, I understand. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's all love though. I just call it out. That's all. It's all love. I still love everybody. I don't got no hatred towards nobody. But when I see these things, I call it out. And I just wish that us as a black community can do better. Um, it's just unfortunate though, because, you know, people screaming out black unity and stuff like this, but yet it's still black on black crime, black on black hate. You still got people competing with one another in the black community. How? And there's a government shutdown. I'm just trying to see like what is there to compete about. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, let me go ahead and play this video. I'm not sure if this is a black woman because I didn't get a chance to look at um the video. I just look at the titles and I feel like it's gonna interest me and I just save it so we can watch it together. And if it's something that I'm not interested in, I'm gonna skip past the video and go to the next one. So this one is called MAGA Mom Enraged that her family refused to help her after SNAP gets cut because she voted for this. And the name of this content creator is Afro Judy. So y'all can go follow her. And we're gonna play this video.
A post is going viral after a MAGA mom who's on SNAP benefits called out her family for not lending her money for groceries. In this Facebook post, this mom said that her husband is on the GI Bill and she has 2 kids. She continues by saying she's at her wit's end and she's overwhelmed and doesn't know what to do. She said that she asked her husband's mom, and the mom responded with, "You voted for this." Now, of course, I had to read through the comments section on this post, and the comments varied. In reading the comments section of the post, it looked like people were split. Some, who have great relationships with their family in light of different political stances, said they would help, while others said they've had complete falling outs with those family members and they would not help. What are your thoughts? If you were in this same situation, would you help this family member and use it as a teaching moment about the impact of politics on people's lives? Or would you say, FAFO, too bad, so sad?
Yo, in today's episode of As the White Hood Turns, have you seen that viral video going around of that MAGA voter who is mad that her family won't lend her money for groceries because they don't cut off her SNAP benefits? Now, I love a good MAGA fuck around and find out. I love it. I love this for them. But what makes this even better is that there are also videos and pictures circulating of the Halloween party that Syphilitic Sid threw last night. It was Great Gatsby themed, and they are now reporting that them tickets were $1 million a pop. Not only did he throw this party for his millionaire and billionaire donors and friends, but he don't give a damn that the people out here wearing the mark of the beast ain't got no food. They ain't got no benefits. I promise you, they woke up this morning to that notification that their SNAP benefits had been suspended. Now this lady out here begging her family, and she went off on her mother-in-law because her mother-in-law refused to lend her money to buy groceries. Her mother-in-law told her, too bad, so sad.
Damn.
You voted for this, figure it out.
Ooh. What y'all think
But
about
this
that,
just goes
chat?
back to, they thought only black and brown people would suffer. All the people saying we need to stop calling them dumb, but I don't know another word. Stupid is too harsh. I don't know another word. If y'all can think of one, I have lots of words I can think of, but the only one that comes to mind is dumb. Just dumb. Okay. Okay. I love you.
First and foremost, let me tell y'all what I think about that.
It's time to ask more of our
Okay,
browser.
I got doggone commercials not trying to let me talk. So,
Okay, bye.
let me tell y'all what I think about that. I think that her family is definitely wrong. Just because she voted for who she voted for, at this point, it's time for us to show unit. See, you see where I'm getting at? Do you see where I'm getting at? Think about the Charlie Kirk situation, bruh. Think about how many people were exposed through that. They showed how their hearts have turned so cold they don't care if you die. They will laugh at you and mock you and everything. And it's not about what you said, it's how you said it. And it's about how you are not approved to say that. Because a lot of black people, they can't control, you know what I'm saying? They can't control their feelings. A lot of other folks of other races can't control they can't control. You get where I'm coming from, right? So now this situation is happening to all ethnicities. It's not just black folks, it's happening to everybody. And this white woman who was a MAGA, supporter, she found out that her food stamps were getting shut off, and she ran to her family for help. And she's like, please, can y'all please help me? I need some money. I need some food. And her family told her, too bad, so sad. You shouldn't have voted for him. You voted for him. You wanted this. That's wrong, though. As family, that's wrong. And honestly, we in these times, y'all, we shouldn't want to see one another suffer. You know, we should have compassion in our hearts enough to be able to help our people, one another. We the people. Because I'm a lot of people swear up and down they love the US Constitution. You know, a lot of people swear by the US Constitution, but if we the people are we the people, how come why is it that you don't see that? Why do you see color? I'm just saying, why can't we help one another? And why do we got to watch each other suffer just based off of who voted for who? At this point, that voting stuff don't matter. A lot of people, unfortunately, this is smacking them in the face and it's happening to them and it's hitting home and it's really hitting home and it's waking them up. It's a shame how it took for the government shutdown and the, food stamp crisis to smack people in the face and give them a wake up call like, hey, wake up. This is a system that never gave a damn about you. But even still, we can't do each other wrong. Why this woman own family told her too bad, so sad. That's crazy. You said, let's be for real. Black hate so strong, even us as strangers amongst each other hate can develop from us being in each other's presence for no reason. Exactly. Exactly. That's how strong black hate is for sure. We see another black stranger and we immediately become hateful towards them for nothing. Don't even know them. Just hate them because of how they present themselves. They present themselves professionally, that you could tell that they're a good person, all of that, and then you immediately just start hating them because they're nothing like you. So anyway, let's fast forward. Okay, here we go.
When would they ever quit? I know low IQ and the undereducated is really a thing. I do know that, but goddamn, I'm sorry. Okay, so today I hear a report that there are actually people out here in the South, especially, who thought SNAP was benefits for people of color. Yeah, they thought they thought SNAP was for benefits for people of color, and that EBT and WIC was something different. So they out here cheering.
She ain't laughing.
You gonna lose your SNAP.
The content creator, she's not laughing. She looking like
Yeah, you gonna lose your SNAP benefits now. We don't care. Baby, you finna care. Because just like y'all didn't know that Obamacare and America and the Affordable Care Act was the same thing, evidently y'all just as dense about your SNAP benefit. So you thought you was wishing ill on everybody, but your benefits were protected because they EBT. A mind is a terrible thing to wait.
my honest opinion about this woman is the fact that she she laughs like a witch. I mean, Now, I get it. A lot of people may feel like MAGA voters, that's what the hell you get. But we are living in a time where, a lot of people are starting to wake up now. Even the people that voted for Trump. Let's be 100. It people voted for Trump and they were not die-hard Trump fans though. You know? They weren't like MAGA supporters, but they voted for Trump because they felt like they didn't have a choice. They didn't have an option. But y'all got to understand something. At this point, it's not about who you voted for. It's not about the complexion of your skin, what ethnicity you are. We are living in a time where there is a mass food crisis across the United States of America. Well, there is going to be a mass food crisis across the United States of America, and all we can do is laugh in one another's faces. Laugh. This is exactly, and y'all see the all of the people that she's showing is black people. So far, I've seen 2 black women. You know, and they feel like that's what she gets. Now your food stamps is going to be cut off. You talked about black people all these years and you hated black people. Now your stamps is, y'all got to understand something. Sometimes it gets to a point where there's tragedy that happens and then we have to unite. Look at all of those people that live down south that were different races and stuff like that lived around one another, and a hurricane came through and they worked together. They had to come together. The racist folks, unfortunately, they had to put their pride away and come together. I'm just saying. So we so my question is, do y'all think we should come together? And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make this a question. I'm gonna put this in the chat as a question. During All right. So y'all, I made a poll for you to answer. Do you think people of all races should unite during the shutdown or no? You said, I mean, but it ain't funny, ma'am. This our own people you laughing at. Sadly, she is extremely correct. But this shows black hate as we just spoke about. Yeah, but see, the woman is not black. The MAGA supporter, she's not black, she's white. But all of the black women are laughing in her face because it's like, yeah, your family is right about you. This is what you voted for. This is who you voted for. Blah blah blah. So do y'all think that, we should come together to help? Do you feel like her family was wrong for turning her away and saying, no, I'm not going to help you? That's what you get. You shouldn't have voted for him. I don't feel like we should laugh at one another in these times, man. Unfortunately, see, pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, bro. And y'all gotta understand something. It comes a point in a time where it's time to put that pride away. Yeah, a lot of people might turn away from you because of how you were, you know. But once you put your pride away, you're no longer like that. A lot of people, some people might feel compassion in their hearts enough to say, okay, you know that what this person changed, due to the circumstances, things that's going on in today's time. Let me try to help them. That's how we not supposed to hate our brother or our sister. We supposed to love one another. We supposed to help each other. We can't laugh at each other, man. For real.
I swear to God, a mind's a terrible thing to waste, as we can see with this. Y'all, when they say knowledge is power, y'all need to get some power. Because y'all let ignorance cheat y'all out of even being able to take care of yourself.
Okay, so with the poll, I'm gonna have to put that towards the end again because it's in my way while I'm trying to. I got my camera towards the video, and I can't really see the video myself. So,
Y'all letting it cheat y'all out of your livelihood. But baby, let me tell you, for the record, okay, I'm gonna speak slow. Welfare benefits are across the board. There are no white benefits, no people of color benefits. It's just benefits for low-income families. Okay? Understand now? Nod your head if you're with me. I'm sorry. I needed a little chuckle for the day. I hope it gave you one too. Kick off your happy hour with it. I love you guys. Y'all pray for me. Hey, Magga. It's great again, yeah. Red states out here telling folks to pray on an empty stomach like it's a diet plan from Jesus himself. So you know that SNAP benefits, food stamps, are no longer available to millions of families in red states, right? Meanwhile, blue states over here doing community service, pulling funds together and making sure that people can still feed their children. But the red states, they said, no, you just need to pray about it and God will provide. Like that new meal plan is the Holy Spirit in a glass of water. Imagine being told to pray while your stomach sounds like a thunderstorm in surround sound. You can't even tell me America not ghetto. Blue states, they over here feeding people.
okay, so what's wrong with being told to pray? And what's wrong with that? See, that's how you know people have no faith. Oh my God. People have no faith. None. Not an ounce of it. They don't want to have to pray during this shutdown. They want what Zaddy government said that he was going to give them. You said she shows fear of the struggle, to be honest, and yes, God bless you, man. Obviously she does. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at. Like, do you even believe?
But the red states act like they're hosting a Hunger Games sequel. May the odds be in your pantry's favor. Don't forget, while you're trying to stretch noodles into a gourmet meal, your president was giving himself an extravagant party at Mar-a-Lago. I'm talking shrimp, steak, and even dancers with no hips. Like a buffet sponsored by your tax dollars. But hey, you keep praying. Maybe one of those angels in Republican heaven will DoorDash you some groceries. In America, this is what freedom looks like in 2025. The freedom to suffer, the freedom to struggle, and the freedom to thank Republican Jesus for crumbs. Because apparently in red states, poverty is a test of your faith, not a policy failure. But hey, how y'all feeling? Y'all tired of winning yet? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like people are winning the Hunger Games, but losing dinner.
Build a website you love.
Hold up. So I got a question now.
For your words.
Okay, so now I'm starting to understand something.
Did you hear about the Magamom that's really...
You know what? I've been seeing a lot of black people say, now I'm starting to get it. I've been seeing a lot of black people say, well, it's our time to shine now. And you know what? I was thinking that the way how they was, saying it, it was more so like yeah, it's our time to shine now on some, the humble people. All of the people that that has humbly gotten through the struggle. But now I see what it is. Here we go once again. It's about color. It's about color. Now it's about, oh, we as black people that get food stamps, it's our time to shine now, while we shit on other races of people because they get food stamps, and now y'all food stamps going off. Haha, what you gonna do? You talked about us. You said that we were poor and, we were this and we were that, and comes to find out you guys getting food stamps and your food stamps getting shut off too. That's what it's about. Here we go once again. It is about race. They always make it about race. Always. Why do we have to divide amongst one another during this time though? The fact that, okay, you know that they're suffering too. So now, okay, now we're all about to suffer. So now what are we going to do as a people, or are we going to continue to divide? And give me a second, y'all, while I adjust the lighting and stuff like that. Okay, y'all, we back. Sorry about that. Had to adjust the lighting and yeah. Anyway, let's finish. So I know that we're talking about the government shutdown exposing black on black hate, but it is exposing a lot of hatred from different races. It is exposing a lot of hatred from the black community too, though. Because we just always got to figure out some sort of way to clown the next person. Just because we get talked about, now we got to talk about the next person. Now we got to put them down. Like, I really feel like we should really try to stick together for real, y'all. Because I see a lot of, a lot of white people is putting their pride in their pocket, and they like, you know what? I know I said that. I know I said black people are this, that, and the third, but it's happening to me now, and yes, I need to put my big girl underwear on, or my big boy underpants, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's starting to, it's forcing people to come together, but people are still resistant to that. They're still resistant to unity, but they want unity. You feel me? It's like we need to join hands together. We need to come together. But the minute there is something that is in our faces that is forcing us to come together, we are resistant to unity. Because it's like, Oh no, remember what you said a year ago? Remember what you said about us 3 months ago? Remember how you it's a food crisis. Are we gonna watch one? Yes, we are. We're gonna watch one another starve. We are gonna watch one another. People gonna be sitting, Jesus Christ, this is really exposing a lot of racism, hatred. And I'm not see, when you speak of racism, people feel like you're talking about white people. I'm talking about all races, all cultures, but the majority of the racism is coming from the black community. For real. It's coming from the black community. Okay, I get it. They didn't talked about us back then, and they said this and they said that, and no, you voted for Trump, and blah 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 blah. But the whole, pretty much, United States of America is about to experience a food crisis, and now it is up to us to come together or not. This is the season too, y'all, where the ladybugs is coming. I mean, the ladybugs is just coming on in. It's a ladybug right there. I appreciate it. It's on the curtain. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. Had to handle the ladybug. Sorry about that. So let's go ahead and listen to what this young lady had to say. Like I said, this government shutdown is exposing a lot of hatred and racism. A lot of the hatred and the racism is coming from the black community. And I know my black people, they don't want me to talk about it, but I got to, man. Because y'all swear up and down it's the white man every time. It do. It be the white man, but it for sure be our own people. We do one another so wrong. We do other people wrong too.
In the Hunger Games, but losing dinner. Did you hear about the MAGA mom that's really upset that her mother-in-law won't give them money because their SNAP benefits were cut? Ma'am, you quite literally voted for this. Now listen, I would have those kids at my house 3 times a day, giving them meals and filling those bellies. But give you money? Absolutely fucking not. And the reason you voted for this, even though you're disabled, your husband is a veteran, he's in school, and you have a special needs child, etc., 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 and you are also running out of formula, you still voted for this because you thought it would only affect other people. You quite literally thought he was going to take care of his base, and it might happen to like minorities, or liberals, but it wouldn't happen to you. Well, it did happen to you. So while I would be feeding those kids 3 meals a day and making sure those bellies were full, you would get not one dime from me, ma'am.
Damn.
SNAP victims. Here's a great
Ooh,
idea.
these people evil.
Go get a job. I mean, I have to go to work 5 days a week. Why don't you? And I am so sick and tired of hearing, oh, people aren't going to have holidays and blah, 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 blah. Get a job. It is not my job to support your ass. Get your ass out. and get a damn job.
Y'all
Her
see
Bible
how we
says
do one
Jesus
another?
is king, and of course it does, because that's exactly what I was looking for when I went to her bio. And that's what I expected, because when somebody comes on here and trashes people and says they basically need to get a job because I don't want to feed their asses, that's exactly what I expected to see on her bio. Do you understand that most of the people who are receiving SNAP, if they can work, are working? And you say, oh, well, just go get a job. And then I see in the comments somebody says that exact thing, and you say, well, if you think I'm talking about the working class, you've got a problem. No, that's exactly what you're talking about. Because if you're not talking about them, who are you talking about? Who do you want to get a job? The elderly, the disabled, or children? Who are you looking for to not support their asses? Whose ass are you not supporting? I'm sick and tired of hearing people like you come on here and put people down because they need assistance, because we have an economy and a setup that is against people, that works against people every single day.
You
It is
feel
not
me?
meant to benefit the poor. It is meant to benefit the rich. And that's
Yep.
what you voted for, a continuation of that. So I'm sick and tired of hearing your ass come on this app and complain about having to give a few dollars to help people get by.
They always say that what goes around comes around, and finally it has landed on them. You know, since it was announced that come November 1st,
So her post says, I am so anxious about this whole shutdown. My husband's veteran using his GI Bill for school, which that's affected, and we get food stamps since I'm disabled and he's in school. We have 2 kids. One is 2, and we're waiting to get her tested for autism. She's a picky eater. I've tried other foods, but in the end, I give up because I don't want any more screaming. My 6-month-old is starting purees. Yes, we get WIC, but still, I don't know how we're going to pay rent alone, let alone our other bills and get food. I do cook everything from scratch, and I've been adding rice, beans, or noodles to stretch it out. I'm just at my wits' end and I'm overwhelmed. Plus, we are almost out of formula. He asked his mother to buy a can until our WIC comes in. Her response was, we voted for this. Oh my God. Do y'all see y'all see the times we living in? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care if this woman was a MAGA supporter. I'm gonna make sure that I get help y'all. If I got cans of formula or I got the money to help y'all get the cans of formula for the baby, I'm gonna give it to you. There you go. I'll buy the formula for you. You can't. You got babies out here starving. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna starve because oh my God, y'all see how the families are watching one another. This is Bible prophecy, man. This is Bible prophecy.
the SNAP benefits are going to be cut. These MAGA people, especially some of the palm colored women, they're all over on the social media mocking black people, telling them that they are the welfare queens and telling them to go out there and start working. And now, being that it has landed on their side and people are reminding them.
I want to read the because I want to see what people think about these clips. I want to know. Wow. Somebody says she FAFO. She fuck around and found out that Trump did not give a damn about her either. Somebody said MAGA, Mon, your family don't have to give their money when you voted for this. That backfired on you. Welcome to fuck around and find out. So all of her supporters, this content creator, all of her supporters are in the comment section supporting this. They feel like, yes, let's watch her suffer because this is what she voted for. How? How can I'm sure when y'all watch horror movies and stuff like that, you tell the female that you see that fell, get up, run. He coming, girl. Run. What's up, Sleepy? Welcome to the live. We are an hour and 12 minutes in already. Appreciate you for coming through. Appreciate you. It's like, I don't know if I even explained that right. I don't even know if that was a good example. But you see how we really about to watch one another suffer. In the horror movies, when you watch a person get kidnapped and chained up in a basement, I'm sure you worry how can they escape, right? You see this in a horror movie or in these movies where a person will get kidnapped and chained up in a basement and they're starving down there and they trying to figure out how they can get some food. When you're watching from the other side of the television, what are your thoughts? Do you feel like, man, you should probably try to, maybe you should, get the chainsaw and just saw the chain off and then escape upstairs and see if the door, so you can go and get some food. You know what I'm saying? You got people that yell at the TV and telling that person what to do inside the movie. Now we are in a real life movie, right? Now those same people that would sit behind they TVs, they would say, go get the chainsaw, get the hammer, take those chains off so you can get up there and go get that food. Oh my God, they about to starve, they about to suffer. But now we living in the times where people are you have the opportunity to be able to help someone, but instead you would rather watch them starve and watch them suffer because of who they voted for. And let's not talk about what had happened down south when there was a hurricane or a disaster. I can't remember which one. And I think it happened last year. And all of those people, black people, white people, they could not get help from FEMA because they voted for Trump. They couldn't get no help. So they was out there starving and going hungry with no help because of why is it about politics right now, y'all? Why do y'all keep making this about politics? At this point, obviously we know the politics stuff don't even matter. Now you want to come together to kick this man up out of office, but now it's time to come together so we can make sure one another don't go hungry. We got little babies out here that need formula, right? And this woman's family turned her down and said, oh, well, you shouldn't have voted for Trump. She has a 6-month-old baby, your grandchild, that needs formula, and you told her, oh, well, you shouldn't have voted for Trump. While the baby is screaming and hollering because he or she is hungry. These people is crazy. You said, you said it's like most our culture seem as if they could not wait for this to happen. Yes. And I understand, I get it, oh, these people, these racist people, they said this, that, and the third about us. They were diehard Trump MAGA supporters and stuff like that. But in these times that we living in, do y'all think that we should watch one another suffer just based off of who you voted for? Just based off of, oh, this person is, white, this person is black, this person, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all feel like we should really not help one another because of our race or because of who we voted for or because of what side we on? This is times where we gonna have to unite. You might not hear about nothing too chaotic right now that's happening, but I'm telling you, a week or two prior to Thanksgiving, people are going to start going crazy because I'm telling y'all, you go back to my other videos when I talked about why people been so angry, because people need to celebrate. they have this urge and this fix, excuse me. They have this urge and they get a fix out of celebrating something. They need to celebrate. What do you mean? What do you mean they can't celebrate? People started going crazy in the mans back in 2020 when there was that pandemic, and we see people are see what people don't understand is they are traumatized from a pandemic that we had 5 years ago when Zaddy government said you ain't finna celebrate nothing. You gonna stay your ass in the house and do it on the computer. You do what I told you. Do it on the computer. And if you let somebody in your house, you better make sure they got on the mask. And let's be 100. A lot of people was abiding by Zaddy government in their own households. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are traumatized behind the fact that they did not get an opportunity to celebrate the holidays. I believe it went on for like what, a year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But that whole shutdown, then the pandemic shut down everything and nobody could go anywhere. And nobody could celebrate. You know what I'm saying? And people was so under control and loved to be under control. It was to the point where they were allowing these politicians, these sick, evil, wicked people to control their own households. How you telling people from the outside, your own family members, before they come in your house, they got to put on shoe covers and a mask and some gloves? Now y'all sitting around in the living room looking crazy as hell. Everybody got on masks and gloves and shoe covers. For what? Because I don't want to get no... well, you're still going to get it regardless. You going to get it some way, somehow. Y'all done tried to steer yourselves away from that shit, and then you end up jabbing yourself up and putting it in your arms, and then you got it. You done tried your best to stay away from it. You know? How did we get here? How did we get here? We got here because people don't want to help each other. Everybody, I keep hearing the Hunger Games. Yeah. Y'all keep talking about the Hunger Games, but y'all are the ones that are helping to create the Hunger Games, bro. You ain't even trying to help your fellow brother or sister because of how you feel about them and who they voted for. It's time to put the pride away now. It's time. It's time to put the pride away. The pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. And hubby, could you please pull that scripture up for me where it talks about pride? Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. And I don't know when people gonna understand that. But you can't have so much pride in the way to the point where you will walk past a person that is hungry and suffering and shaking because they need a piece of bread or something, blood sugar low, or what is it, blood sugar high or low? I forgot. Y'all forgive me. Because they're hungry. But you walk past them with your loaf of bread and your grocery bag and you say, you shouldn't have voted for Trump. Do you know people is just evil? People is evil. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't even wish my situation on my worst enemy. You want to know why? Because I'm sure a lot of people would not be able to stand in my shoes. Trust me. They probably don't even understand how I'm even sitting here right now in front of the damn camera and talking. How could she talk and she's going through that? Because it's about getting through the fire. It's your journey. It's the journey and not the destination. And you got to keep walking through the fire no matter what. What am I going to do? Crash out? Lose my freedom behind what I'm going through? No. I'm still going to live every day. I'm going to put a smile on my face, and I'm not talking about a forced robotic smile. Hello, how are you? No, I'm talking about a real genuine smile. Period. No matter what, because I am still who I am. I know who I am. And I know that not only do I need myself, but my husband need me, and our child need me, and our other children need me. And what am I? What, I'm gonna crash out? Nah, I'm gonna just walk through the fire. It is what it is. You said first they mocked a white man for dying in front of his wife and daughter. Now they are clowning millions for a struggle they have to face. You feel me? You said Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Exactly. Pride go. Now, what do you think is going to happen for you when you decide to walk past someone that's hungry and starving because of who they voted for? Where is that going to get you? How can you be that way? And then majority of these people literally go to church every Sunday and they believe that they are, very good people. They believe that they are angels. They don't believe that nothing is wrong. They're God-fearing people. But they laughing though. They laughing. Because a MAGA Trump supporter that has two children, her children is about to starve. I look, all that slavery and our ancestors and all that crap, y'all, man, cut it out. At this point, cut it out. Put the pride away. Let's unite and help each other. It's time to help each other. It's time to help each other. Because this is an opportunity that is given to we, the people. So y'all say, this opportunity was given to us to see if we can be able to help one another, or if, what are we going to do? Are we going to shit on each other or help each other? You said, I guess they think those jobs finna keep them. Unfortunately, they were closed too. Exactly. Exactly. And that's another thing people don't understand. Just because you got a job and you work full time and stuff like that does not mean that nothing can't happen to you being able to keep your job, bro. This is a situation that is happening across the map. It ain't just food stamps. And it's not about who has the food stamps. This is a crisis that everybody is going to have to experience together, just like the pandemic in 2020. And people still can't see that. They still don't understand that that is something that we as a whole, as a people, have went through together. Even the other countries. But yet and still, we have to find some sort of way to divide amongst one another. It's still about race, no matter what. Still about race. You said it is not all about money either. Let's be a better culture, because I feel that we will rule the world. You feel me? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I really just, overall, I feel like we, as a people, like all ethnicities, we can really be the ones running stuff around here. You want to know how? Because if we stop the voting, if we just boycott everything that the system has to offer, boycott everything, I guarantee you they'll fall to their knees. So we're going to go to this next video. Exactly, boycott the Matrix. If we boycott the Matrix, we, the people, boycott the Matrix, I guarantee you, these politicians, they ain't gonna know what to do. They ain't gonna be laughing no more then. Yeah, that's why they all keep us separated. For real. It's all about division because they need to keep you lost in the matrix. It's all about division because they got to keep you lost. They got to keep you in the matrix. They need you to be their slave. They get a kick out of you being their slave. They laugh and they hee-haw about it all day while sipping their rich wine and champagne in their rich wine and champagne glasses with their legs crossed, smoking their cigars. I mean, kicking their feet up at these nice resorts, and look at Trump having parties and all type of stuff while people are suffering. So what does that tell y'all? If we literally boycott the matrix, stop spending your money, don't even spend a dime, I guarantee you they're gonna get up out those seats and they're gonna be like, wait a minute, what's going on? No. You said the government gonna open back up fast as hell. Here go y'all benefits now. Separate especially black folks. Yes. You know what I'm saying? If we boycott the matrix and stop spending money right now, I guarantee you, they gonna open up that government so fast and they gonna say, here's your benefits. And see, that's what you gotta be careful with, because that's how they gonna be able to wheel you right back on in. Here's your benefits. And matter of fact, here's back pay. And matter of fact, you don't even have to pay your mortgage. You don't even have to pay your rent. You get a car. You get a car, Oprah Winfrey type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? They gonna give you a stimulus check. The IRS gonna start moving extremely fast, like never before. You know, they gonna tell you file your taxes. You gonna get your taxes the next day. You know what I'm saying? Everything gonna move fast then. Everything gonna pick up speed then. And be careful. That's how they gonna be able to wheel you back in. Soon as they wheel you back in, everything gonna slow right back down. And Zaddy government is gonna be back telling you what the new steps are. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Everybody gonna be presidents and politicians, and you get a free education, you get free food for the rest of the year. I'm telling you. Boycott the matrix. They ain't gonna know what to do. So let's see. Did I see this one? I want to go to this next video. And this one says, woman snaps over the consequence of the government shutdown. This is by Daily Signal. Who's the YouTuber? So let's go ahead and play this video.
Unfortunately, there are some people who have been reposted and retweeted on their various TikTok videos and Instagram reels who have decided to use the expected snap cuts if the government continues to be shut down as justification that they're going to go out there and steal stuff then. I don't know if announcing that you plan to steal on camera is the wisest move, but here you go.
Donald motherfucker Orange Man J. Trump. I'm gonna tell you just like this. What the you mean? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn shit.
I know you is, baby girl. I'm with you. I'm sure you probably are gonna get your food stamps in November. Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit.
Okay, you heard her. She said she's gonna get her food stamps. Nobody's gonna tell her that she's not gonna get anything. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you just like this.
Cause her baby daddy, you know what I'm saying? Zaddy Trump. Zaddy Trump, you know, he got the black women going crazy. What you do to them, Trump?
Lamar motherfucking
I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare her try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid, shaped like a motherfucking penguin any motherfucking way.
You 250 pounds? How was you 30 pounds more than I was? I'm sorry. I'm just being 100.
Albino motherfucking walrus looking. I'm sick of him. Like, it's gonna be an episode of Get Snap if y'all turn them Get Snap benefits off. I can tell you that.
Oh, I know it
record
is.
for
Yeah.
Most swear words and also the highest cholesterol of any previous Tony
Exactly,
Cast
man.
clip aired on the show. Big man blast. Lovely, truly delightful. As Michelle Obama says, no one ever gives some of these brave, extraordinary women a chance to express their pain.
Solid.
Boy, I'm convinced right there. I say give her all the SNAP benefits right now, just immediately.
That's gone. Section 8 gone. All your SNAP and EBT benefits gone. Now you gotta go back to Tyrone. Woo! I think this is great. We have just single-handedly saved the black family.
Man, I'm really glad that these food stamps are being taken away because, you know, all that government assistance was designed to keep the black man out of the household anyway. That was the incentive. Don't have a man in the house, and these women get to have the government assistance.
The thing I find the funniest around the conversation of black women getting on government assistance so we can get as far away from black men as humanly possible is, if that is true, even if that is the case, that to me says a lot about the black men that they're trying to get the away from. Becoming excited at the fact that millions of Americans, families, single mothers, elderly, disabled folks are going to lose out on benefits so that you could have a higher chance of someone possibly sleeping with you out of desperation is the saddest that I've ever heard in my life. A quick Google search would have showed you that black women are not the main recipients of SNAP benefits or government assistance, but you know, being stupid is more beneficial in this economy under this administration, so we're gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna say this slow because it might go right past the Beijing and over some of your heads. If a woman would rather choose prison, less resources, stricter rules to live by, a lower quality of life than to be with you, you might suck to be with. Have you ever thought of that? The funny thing about men like that, they get with the woman that is desperate, that is vulnerable, that no longer can have assistance, so looks to them to get assistance. And these men are still unhappy. They get on the internet and they cry to us. She doesn't make me feel loved. She doesn't love you. She needed you. You didn't want somebody to love you because you were hard to love. You got somebody that needed you, and now you don't want to be needed. She left me when I lost all the things that she got with me for. It feels like women are only with me for assistance. For some of the remedial, low quality, low budget, low earning alpha men that wants to lead a household but has led his life to hell thus far, black women being amongst the most educated was very much so intimidating, and that's why they're celebrating the fact that we are now being targeted. Highly educated black women that were dominating in schools, climbing the corporate ladder, and killing the entrepreneur game were seen as masculine and not feminine enough because we weren't making men feel smart or needed because they weren't smart. And we
I'm not gonna lie, she's funny.
To all the needy, desperate women that have fallen on hard times that will have to give this type of man play. If you are one of those unfortunate women, drain them for the very small amount of resources that they have and then pivot to something better. We won't judge you for your past. We've all done things we weren't proud of.
Well, what do y'all think about that?
Deals on the most giftable tech.
He said she has a point. I gotta agree. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, she was going hard. But I mean, you know, dude is saying what he say he need a woman or something. I don't know. He lost me. But yeah, let's go on to the next video. Anyway, let me go to, let's see. So being that we are talking about, you know, the black hate that is surrounding, well, you know what? My title is probably going to change when this video is over because this is just hatred from everywhere. I'm not going to lie to you. I know I have been seeing it a lot in the black community with the black women, especially. But now I'm really starting to see this happen, this hatred amongst one another overall, though, as a people. You said dude that was kind of right, but if men are hoping women get to them now, it's kind of whack because, bro, it's somebody for everyone. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these men are weak-minded for real, though. They really weak-minded for real. And that is when I started to realize that a lot of men are not masculine enough. You said she has some valid points and some BS points. I like how she spent the narrative. Us staying at odds will never promote the black family to get back together. Exactly. It won't. It won't. It won't help us. Like, I mean, how, bruh? It seems like we keep relying on one another for what we have. When are we going to try to come together and be back together as a family for who we are? And just not for what we have, though. Okay, I'm trying to see. Okay, yeah, I already went to that. So let's watch this one. I'm sure some of y'all may know him. His name is Anton Daniels. And he has this video that I think I was interested in, and it's called "Y'all Women Are Not Worth It." Black man says that it is too hard getting angry ladies to be submissive.
DePaul University has unique layered learning.
Angry women to be submissive. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Oh.
You bought a lot of them. And say this. So let me say this. How many PlayStations have you bought? I bought a lot of them. And Xboxes. And GameCubes. And Wii. Because you mentioned that with a passion. Man, look, it's something that we all done went through.
I think y'all might like this one.
We all done dated women with kids, and we all done got the short end of the stick. It's just we all deal with it in different ways. Some of us speak out on it, some of us don't. They always get the bigger end. Some of the stuff that you said, I'm talking out of hurt. It's just me. Go ahead. I'm talking out of hurt. That's just what I think. And why don't one man disagree with it? Because you're the only person talking, really. Do any man disagree with what I have said so far? Speak now. If you do, it's fine. Hey, don't put me in this. I said any man. I'm staying out the way. I'm staying out of this.
Who is this young Padawan that is over here kicking knowledge, spitting game, and schooling these people that's on this panel? But that's not even the real issue that we're looking at here. You know what the biggest issue is? Let me rewind it for y'all so that y'all can see it for yourself.
Any man disagree with what I have said so far? Speak now. If you do, it's fine. Hey, don't put me in this. I said any man. I'm staying out the way.
That is the problem right there. That is the problem, is because people are so concerned with saying the right thing and being politically correct. And then ultimately, basically, most of us got boxolitis, meaning that they'll do anything for box, not realizing that the box come with it. And it really don't matter. The more masculine you are, the more you're going to get box anyway. But the real problem is the scent force, is that guys are so afraid to actually tell the truth. And they left that guy on an island by himself. And I'm always going to link back to the content creator, so the link will be in the description. But they left this guy on the island by himself, even though he's spitting facts 100 times out of 100 times. I tell guys on a regular basis, and you know my shtick, I would never tell anybody to do something that I wouldn't do myself. And so I'm never going to advocate for a guy to get involved with a single mother when it's not conducive or beneficial for him. And so he said that a lot of guys have dealt with single mothers and they have all gotten the short end of the stick. And, you know, he was basically breaking down that the fact that you can't tell me what I can and can't do, especially when it comes to having fun. And let me say this other part while I got it on my mind. Because I used to be, in my youth, a gamer, right? Meaning that I had extra time, so I would jump on the Xbox.
You look like you used to be a gamer, bro.
Xbox Live or whatever, so on and so forth. Why don't women want guys that game? And I understand that y'all want guys that's productive, but what makes you think that him being in the house is better than him being in the streets? And if he's out here gaming, that means that you know where he is versus him spending his extra time actually out here in the streets and you don't know what's going on. I don't understand that, right? Because even though I'm not a gamer, I understood that, you know, that for me, when I was younger and I started to play games, that was a way for me to stay in the house and not spend no money on anything that I didn't feel like was add value into my life. And so instead of going outside and it costing me money, I would stay in the crib and then play games or whatever, which...
And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, what he's saying is 100, because I would rather my sons be in the house playing the game than being out in the streets looking for the box, looking for the cat. You know what I'm saying? I would prefer them stay, you know, at the crib on the game than for me to have to be looking like, man, where they go? Why they still outside? You said the facts, the truth is the truth. I knew them men was gonna leave. I knew them men was gonna leave them. They sound afraid. You said the game literally saved my life, literally, and my wife. Yeah. The game that playing the game is what sounds what I said what sounds what saves a lot of guys' life, you know, from being in the streets too. You said the funny thing is, what's up, Anton? Welcome to the live. You said the funny thing is most women who have sons would rather that their sons start their own family than date a single mom. You know, most women who have sons would rather their sons start their own family than date a single mom. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. As I as I think back on my life and I look at my life, it's whatever. If you want to start your own family, go ahead. If you find the woman in your dreams and she happens to have a child from a previous relationship, I would say be careful. But, you know, at the same time, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. For real.
I then changed that because obviously my time is more valuable, so I don't have time to play games now. But my point is when you're talking about regular, everyday people and a guy coming home and playing games, what makes y'all think that just because...
Yeah, the game will save your life in relationship. Yeah.
When he's not, and he's in the streets, that he's being more productive, or if he's not on the game, that he's going to be sitting up laid up under you. That's not a realistic scenario, and women really need to get that out of their heads. Like, if he's at the crib chilling, you probably need to figure out either how to give him some peace and some space for him to enjoy himself, or you need to take an interest in what he's doing because you don't want the alternative. I'm just going to tell you straight up. You really don't want the alternative. And he's even guys that's not doing nothing crazy. Because I'm not saying that just because you got the alternative that the guy's doing something crazy. But what I am saying is that you not prepared for the fact that he ain't really checking for you. And if he focused even more on his purpose, then that's going to take away even more time that he would have normally allocated for you if he was just playing for the game and then he got off and then he wanted to just kick it in slow motion. A lot of guys just do this as a way to take a load off. Whereas they used to watch the game, now most times they play the game or whatever, but you know where he at the crib, and so he ain't out here in these streets, and that should be enough for you, but you don't see that. But let's get back to the clip, because I want to get to the rest of this, and I want to see the rest of this before I comment. These guys is always leaving dudes out on the island so that they can step out.
Yeah.
I'm staying out the way with that. Yeah, some of it is legit. If I'm honest,
I'm ready for this.
I'm with him, but I'm not with him. Let me tell you why I'm with him. Some of the things that he's saying make sense, but I think that when you get with the right woman, you guys communicate, then everything can go the way he's saying.
Love it.
So like I think he's referring to a submissive woman. And I think that you have to communicate with the woman on a certain level to find out if she is submissive, and then he'll get everything he's talking about. But
you're never going to find out whether a woman is submissive by communication. That's not how the game goes.
Not dealing with submissive women. He's just dealing with I don't know. That's how I'm dealing with women that's manipulative. Like women nowadays, they only want to be submissive when it fits them. They'll be submissive when we're going on trips and when I'm paying the rent. Whenever their car break down, I'm getting it fixed. And whenever everything else is going good. When I tell you don't go to the club, it's a problem. You submissive whenever you want to be. Whenever I tell you to do something you don't want to do, now you're no longer submissive. That's not going for me.
I'm not gonna lie, that's facts. That is facts. That's facts. A lot of these women, like I said, they already want you for what you have and not for who you are. You know what I'm saying? And they feel like when they have to be submissive, you're telling them what to do and you can't tell them shit. You know? Even though it's both of y'all in a relationship, even though he's supposed to, be the masculine one and you're supposed to be the submissive one, but you don't believe in being submissive because your girls will talk about your ass like a dog if you're being submissive and doing what your man tells you to do. That is a verbally abusive relationship. That is what that is considered in the black community. It's verbal abuse when you're being submissive to your man. And the only time that you will bow down to his every need is if he making sure that he get that hair done, them lashes put on your face, the beat your face, the makeup, the nice clothes, the 5-star restaurants, you name it. And he give you the money for it, whatever you want, then yeah, you'll be submissive. He might be able to even call you a bitch if he wanted to. Because you would probably tell him to do that.
I can't lie to you. He got some truth in there.
That's true. That's true.
I'm going to give it a buck.
Oh, now they want to start to bandwagon him. No, you tried to leave him out on an island. Let the young Patty Wan cook. He already in the kitchen. He got the steak grilling. He got the oil running. He already doing his thing. He don't need no co-signers no more.
But what I'm noticing that more so in the generation that came before me, the 30 and down.
Hey, Alicia Little here, and I'm excited to announce that the third annual AI and Marketing Summit is here. This is
the ones that's around my age and up, they're a little better. But them young ones, they've been having the little issues, They do all of it, and then no offense, baby, but it's too much of the snapbacks of the hands and all that extra. But like you said, when you're doing for them, everything good.
Too much talking
I might be rich on this a little bit.
They're not letting us lead.
Yeah,
we need to be able to lead, but how can I lead a woman who every time I say something, she got something to say back? So you get in a relationship with a man who you feel like gonna do better by you and get you in a better place in life, but you don't want to listen to him. Why are you with him?
I can't listen.
Man, I'm talking about dudes spitting straight facts though. I'm not gonna lie to you. And me as a black woman and being submissive, knowing what it's like to finally know what it's like to have to be submissive to your man, your husband or whatever. It can make your relationship successful. Real talk. It really can. If you just listen to your man. Like y'all women, y'all just feel like you ain't finna tell me what to do. Like I've been around one couple a long time ago. I ain't gonna say no names, ain't gonna say exactly who it is. But I used to, the couple I used to come around, the girl was my friend and she was married or whatever like that. And her husband, now there's different forms of, being submissive now. I ain't gonna lie to you. See, he told her, get your ass in the kitchen and cook that corn and that fried chicken like I told you to. And she went ahead and did it. You know what I'm saying? And she was moving too slow for him. And then he started getting carried away. Then, on top of that, when it comes down to him just overall talking crazy to her, she's right. You know what? I don't even think that aligns with what I'm talking about. So don't even mind what I'm talking about. But yeah, see, that's the thing. Being submissive it's all due respect. It's all love. That's the thing. It's still love there in a relationship. Doesn't mean that your man hates you. It doesn't mean that y'all should hate one another. It's just that you're allowing him the opportunity to be masculine and to use his masculinity in a relationship, because technically the man should always be considered the head of the household. But when it comes down to zaddy government, he's saying that the woman is the head of the household. And this is why a lot of women are more masculine than men. This is why a lot of women will rather talk back to you, especially a lot of single black women with single black mothers with children. You can't tell them nothing. They don't want to hear nothing. But then there's a difference. It's not called being submit. Now you just blatantly in a damn abusive ass relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you get in a relationship and your man hollering, hooping and hollering at you about how you ain't washed the dishes, and then he's smacking you in the face and calling you bitchs and stuff like that, I ain't gonna lie to you now. You might have to check out of that one. But a lot of people, a lot of women would rather that. They like to be submissive when it comes down to that. They want a man that's going to disrespect them. They don't want a man that's going to treat them with respect. They don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Sleepy. I ain't gonna what I'm trying to see where did it go. I see you sent the flower. I appreciate you, man. Real talk. Like for real. Sleepy is just, been showing real support. I appreciate you. So that means a lot. You said they want to get beat hands. I'm just saying a lot of women would be submissive to you if you beat on them. Beat on them, treat them like a dog, beat them like a dog, pass them to your dogs. You know what I'm saying? But when you being good to her and you treating her well, she think you a goofy. When you try to tell her what to do, she don't want to hear that.
To a man or be led by a man that's gonna lead me into darkness. If I see off rip that you finna lead me into some BS,
why would you be with him in the first place? Is what he's saying. I don't even think that these women are paying attention to what he's cooking up. Cook, young man, cook.
You know what? And now let me take the reins. I'm gonna have to take the reins to be masculine. Don't no woman wants to be masculine.
Well, pick better men today.
Listen, no women wants to be masculine. We all desire to be in our feminine.
No, he's 100% right. And again, this is the need to respond, and so they're looking to respond instead of looking to understand. Then he said, well, then get with a certain type of dude that you want to be with. But don't ever pick a man and then start to question his masculinity, talking about, I need to lead. Yeah, they pissed. They just got to control themselves right now. I ain't going to lie. Oh, yeah, it's definitely all love. We really appreciate you still, Yeah, they pissed off. They pissed off, and they have to keep themselves under control. It's the fastest way to get your ass on a plane and shit back to wherever it is that you came from. I'm 100% with him. I'm 100% with him. I am definitely going to link back to the content creator to make sure that I give credit, because it's always the right thing to do. But he's right. He's 100% right. You can't have conditional femininity. That just means that you're a chameleon, you serving your particular purpose. Let me say it again for the people in the back. It means that you're a chameleon and it's serving a purpose. Don't switch up and then have it be conditional, because I'm going to conditionally rock with you and then conditionally get you out of there when it's not serving me. That is the thing. Women have the luxury of being able to rock with a guy based off of however they feel about him at that particular time. And on the flip side, men a lot of times have to subject themselves to it out of loyalty because they stick around longer and they feel some level. Now, he made this video 3 months ago. I do want to try to keep this in mind. He made this video 3 months ago. I'm not sure how old this video is. But I'm showing y'all this because this is exactly what goes on in the black community. And the guy that's back there spitting straight facts is basically letting y'all know how these women act. Real talk. You said no disrespect
to Brother Anton, but he talk funny as hell.
Of obligation just because they've been with you for a long time. Let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. I think he was cooking. T. Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments, family. Let me know. A post is going viral after a MAGA mob.
Okay, we already saw that. Okay. So let's go to the next video. What was that one? Okay. Now we are going to go to this one.
Honestly, I think a lot of Black women, and I'll speak for myself, and
So this one was also 3 months ago. It's by a content creator called Night Talk. And the name of this video is Only Weak Black Men Date White Women. Y'all. Man. All right, let's get
not feeling like this. If I'm walking down the street and I see a Black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him. Ooh. Something in him is weak.
Ooh. Okay, this might be a interesting topic. What do y'all think so far? Do you think that if you see a Black man with a white woman, he's weak?
About Black athletes ending up with white women or Black men who prefer white women at large? I would honestly say mine is frustration. Okay. Because I think the conversation needs to go in a different direction. Okay. I think we're lacking the communicative skills to be able to even have a conversation that's edifying, that gets us to the other side of being frustrated. It is something that's a real thing, and I can acknowledge that. But even as a Black woman, a former athlete that went to a PWI, a single Black woman, you know, I have my feelings. Like,
they love to be single. They love it. A single Black. I'm telling you, man. In the Black community, a lot of Black women love being single. They love to announce, what? I'm single, boo.
I love Black men. I prefer them as well. So it's almost like sometimes I feel like, man, they got another one of them. But at the same time, it's like, you know, love is love. And there's so much, this is a convoluted issue. So for me, I'm just excited to dive in it with you guys. And hopefully people that watch will understand, like, it's not just as black and white, no pun intended, as it may come across. And before we get to talking about more about preference and I guess what we find appealing or attractive, I want to speak a little bit to what you said about these people don't really understand me and I don't understand them. I think for me specifically, when I think about my choice and who I want to end up with, I want to be with somebody I don't got to explain nothing.
Yeah, I need my plight understood.
And unfortunately,
for sure.
No offense, Deontay, I'm gonna have to explain certain things to a man. That's something you're not gonna get. But a white one, for me, absolutely not.
Yeah, because it's too fat.
What do she mean? Somebody who she can be with, where she ain't gotta explain nothing to. I wonder what she means by that. Because if she means what I think that she means, that's what's wrong with a lot of Black women.
That's contradictory, though, ain't it? In principle. On one hand, you say, I don't have to explain myself to nobody. Like, I would have to explain a lot of things being with a white man because he white. He not going to understand the Black experience. But then on the other hand, you just said, I'm going to have to explain a lot to a man because we ain't the same. He's not going to understand a lot of the things women experience because guess what? He ain't no women. So based on what you saying, the best option for you is to just be with a Black woman.
This is a tough one, guys, because Lene, I'm with you on that. Okay. As a Black woman, I don't believe wholeheartedly that any man other than a Black man can truly connect with me in the way that you described. Right. Yeah. On the other side of that, I have to also own the fact that there are frustrations that I have with a sect of Black men in this generation when it comes to partnering, when it comes to potentially being a husband or even a viable boyfriend, that has now put me in a position where, even though I really don't want to be, open to dating men outside my race. I don't want to do it. Let me be very clear. It's not what I want.
It makes sense.
But it's something that
I'm gonna be honest with you, like I've never wanted to date outside my race because I was never comfortable dating outside my race. I've always wanted me a strong, masculine black man. I'm gonna be honest with you, that is a family man, that's family oriented, that's all about his family, that's smart, intelligent, all of that. You know what I'm saying? When I would see black men, and I'm gonna be 100, a lot of my exes, when they left me, they went straight to a white woman. I'm gonna just be 100. It was after me, it was over with. It was straight to a white woman. A lot of these black men go run into the arms of a white woman for the benefits that they can get off of a white woman. Real talk. You know, they know that a white woman she gonna shower you with everything that you need. And that's why a lot of black men go creep in bed with a lot of white women. You know what I'm saying? That's why they be like, man, after this last black woman, I'm finna go deal with a white one. And then a lot of them is they don't like to hear, I guess, black women nag too much. They nag too much. They cry about everything too much. They complain too much. And they want too much. They are too needy, you know? So they walk away from that and they rather go with the white woman who's not so needy, who has it all already put together. You know what I'm saying? And they know that they can get put on faster and all of that. A lot of these black men are not in relationships with white women. And I'm not saying everybody, because it's not everybody. But I'm going to say a lot of the times when I've seen a lot of, or known black men to be with white women, it was because of what they can get out of them. Even if they'll drop a seed in you, they'll have a child with you and everything. And yeah, y'all gonna have a biracial child. But as long as he knows that he can stay attached to you because he's gonna continue to receive everything that you are giving him. And don't feel like, oh, he's never been to jail. Of course not. Because, see, they know that if they fuck up, they're going to be in prison for a long time. If they get into any type of altercation with you, they're going to be in prison for a very long time. So they watch what they do. They make sure that they don't try to spark up any type of conflict at all. Because they are already walking on eggshells from the very beginning. Just because they being true to you and they being good to you and stuff like that, trust and believe me, they just don't want to go to jail. They know that it's already a risk with them being a black man. Dating a white woman it's risky, because the minute that you mess up with her, she can easily, when she call the police, it's over with for you. You said they got us programmed, we ain't even trying to get out. Yep. Facts. And a lot of these black women is running the show. Real talk. The government made them the head of the household. And that's exactly what they've been acting like, the head of the household. They have been put in position and assigned a position, and it is the head of the household. But yeah, I mean, it says, what it say? Only weak black men date white women. Some black men are weak for white women. They become weak because of what they can squeeze out of a white woman. That's why they get with them. And they become so weak because they can't take it in a relationship that they're in with a black woman. But then don't get me wrong, you got some brothers out there that's been getting turned down by black women consistently. And it's to the point where they like, you know what? I guess I'm going to just date outside my race then. Maybe somebody from another ethnicity will love me. Because my own black queens don't even love me. They put me down. They treat me wrong. They say I ain't got enough money. I'm broke. I'm a bum. I need to take care of their kids for them, blah blah. I'm telling you, man, you got some black men that goes to a white, they will rather date outside their race because they keep getting turned down by black women. And they want a black queen so they can treat her right. But they can't because they keep getting turned down. Because it's like, you ain't got no money. How much you make? boy, bye, And what you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for my kids? If you can't do nothing for my kids, then boy, nah, this a package deal. You said I can't do the white. You know what I'm saying? I know. Because I felt like, man, I can't. I always had it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not care how many bad experiences I have had in the past with black men. I don't want to date outside my race. I still wanted a black man. Real talk. And I'm not racist for that either, by the way. It's just what I would prefer. It's just my preference. You know? Once you go black, you don't never go back. Black women hate black men so much, even as strangers. They treat us like the baby daddy they hate. Yes, I bit my lip when I said facts. That's true. A lot of these black women do hate the black man so much that when they see you on the streets, they look at you like, girl, look at him. Not my type. He look like he ain't got no money. He look like that, and then as soon as you see him get in that damn Corvette and speed off, you like, ooh, girl, I really should have let him talk to me. I'm tweaking. Yeah, because it's always about what you have and what you can do for her. You know, you said I never dated outside black. Ain't gonna happen, champ. Even though my wife look whiter. You said, yeah, I love all people. I travel all over the country and see it from the younger ones and especially the older ones. It blows my mind because I was raised to treat everybody with respect and love. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love all ethnicities. And I also, honestly, I feel like real talk, that's my preference. My preference has always been a black man. But if I was single back then, right? I mean, if I was single right now and I'm somewhere in a different setting and there's a guy of another ethnicity that's coming at me with respect and he trying to talk to me and stuff, trying to get my number, but respectfully. And he seems well put together. And when I say well put together, I'm not talking about, oh, he got money, because that's not what I look for. I don't look for if you got money or not. You know what I'm saying? Clean from head to toe. Real talk. Because, I mean, when you trying to talk to somebody, you got to look presentable at least, but I'm just saying. And I let him take a shot at me. And we started talking and stuff like that. And it gets real. It's just going to get real. When love comes into play, it's just there. It don't matter the race. You said it breaks my heart, the attitude, the dischain, and the disrespect that I receive on a daily while walking around being pleasant and smiling. Wow. Yeah, because and Sleepy, is you talking about from women, or is you talking about from people in the world? You said it's like folks was raised to hate everyone, literally. Yup. They raised to hate. What King Lo say, they partake in self-hate. Let's get to this video.
at almost 39 years old, still desiring a family, and that life I may have to be open to.
Yeah.
So I haven't had any experiences necessarily with being in the proximity that you mentioned with white males when it comes to dating.
The overarching.
Oh yeah. He's talking about the society. Yes, society is the fact that society is just so chaotic in a man's. Man, I'm telling you. And then I was just talking to my husband about that earlier, because we was at the park, and it was this one woman that was walking in the park, and I guess she kept looking at him, but she was looking mad or whatever. So he was like, I don't care what else she look at, as long as she don't look at me looking all mad. I said, well, we living in the times where people literally have no positive feelings anymore. They just mad, they angry, they messed up in the head. Yeah, mainly these women, Sleepy. It's these. That's why I had to bring this to the light today, because it's really black. I'm seeing it from a lot of black women, a lot of the hatred. And they're really mad because of what Zaddy government is doing, and they hate that they have to admit that at some point they're gonna need a man. Real talk. And they hate that they're unfortunately for them, gonna have to accept you for who you are instead of what you got. What type of job you got, what type of income you have. Because let's be 100, a lot of these black women, they want a man with a high status. He has to have a lot of money, okay? Now, the times that we living in, he might have a minimum wage job. Are you going to accept him now? I think only the wise and godly will come together in the coming days. But that's what the Bible speaks of. That's true. That's true. Said it's in the air now. For real, y'all remember the line. It's up and it's stuck. Yeah. Yup. Nah, for real. That's true, Sleepy. Real talk. He said I get treated better in the sundown towns. Yes. It seemed like when me and my husband go in white communities, we get treated with such respect, nothing but respect. It seemed like we get treated with such disrespect in our own damn black community. They just, you walk past them, they mad, pissed. And they love to watch other people suffer through the same things that they have had to suffer through.
Issue in regards to topics like these is that people's preference ain't none of your business, first of all. Right? You have an issue because of a certain sect of the black men that you want. Right? You got an issue with their preference. And like, what's their preference exactly? You know, I know what is not their preference, because they're not with you. So you just not their preference. It may not have anything to do with you being black. It may just be due to you. You 39 years old, bro. And last time I checked the stats, 88% of black folks stay together. 88% of black men are with black women. So that says a lot more about these black women tripping about this than anything. Right? Look in the mirror. You may be attracted to the
people be, I'm sorry, no disrespect, bro, but people always be reliant on the numbers and stuff like that. You talking about 88%. I really, why do people always gotta announce the numbers? Okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this was 3 months ago, but I just feel like a lot of black women are not with black men. A lot of black men are not with black women. I'm not seeing a lot of marriages and relationships right now. I'm seeing a lot of divorces. You know what's crazy? I'm seeing more divorces right now than anything.
The wrong dudes, or there may be something wrong with you. But now, since you are hitting the wall at 39 and feel like you're getting raced out of your race, you're going to demonize this specific sect of black men because they don't want you, bro. Because they don't want you. Since you don't want me, y'all the problem. Since you don't want me, y'all the problem.
Even with the athletes and the most professional of black men, the most successful of black men are with black women.
Huh?
You didn't make the cut, so.
Is that true, Sleepy and Mr. Kane? Is that true? He said some of the most successful athletes are still with black women. Is that true? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I see the total opposite sometimes. I see a lot of athletes with white women.
We don't have an issue with what you like, right?
Cal.
I don't. One of our issues, particularly for straight black women, is that there's not a lot of y'all to choose from. I almost ran up. I hate to say it. I hope it don't sound ridiculous, but the numbers quite literally don't lie. Right. And then the way things are also set up, black women being one of the most educated groups, it is difficult for us to find counterparts. Right. And the counterparts we do have, they got their pick of the litter. Yes, they do. Ooh, and now we have to all be.
But she's not saying anything that other women are not struggling with. It's the same dynamic. It may be more concentrated. I ain't gonna say more concentrated. Y'all feeling the fire because y'all bring so much of a fire, dog. Don't get it twisted. But stereotypes are stereotypes because they real. And the more educated black women tend to become, especially in the modern era, a lot of bullshit to come with that, bro. And men, at the end of the day, want the path of least resistance. And I ain't even gonna just paint black women the worst, bro. All these different races of women are struggling with the same shit. Don't know how to damn shut the fuck up and chill out, bro. Hispanic, white, Indian, Asian, black, bro. It's an American Western thing. All y'all just need to learn how to shut the fuck up and make it easy for a man. But the more educated you become, the more difficult you're gonna be because you're gonna have strong opinion. And the cream of the crop of fellas ain't got time to deal with that shit. It ain't got nothing to do with race. It's the soul of the issue. It's about y'all ass thinking y'all know everything and don't want to shut the fuck up. That's what it is. You don't have to shut the fuck up. If women, period, knew how to shut the fuck up, when it comes to the man that they want, you don't have to shut the fuck up if it's a pink.
Nah, for real though. So what I used to tell myself, man, I really used to tell myself sometimes, I used to be like, man, I really need to shut the hell up. I ain't gonna lie. Let me just go ahead and let him lead and just shut up. Like, why do I keep talking? You know what I'm saying? I'm just being like, yeah, what he said is true. What he said, you know what's crazy? I remember when I used to be on Facebook a while ago, and I made a status like that. I said, see, most women should shut the fuck up and let a man lead. Because that's the problem. Yeah, that is the problem. They don't like... How he said it was funny because it is. I mean, it's true, man. It's true. It's true. He said, "Shut the fuck up," and it's like, are you gonna keep your man telling you, sit down, don't go outside and fight them girls because they come knocking on the door looking for you because they're jealous of you or whatever the case may be because you bumped into them at the store and they followed you to the crib or whatever the case may be. If he telling you he'll handle it, sit your ass down and you, no, I got it from here. Watch out. And you go on out there and 6 of them females then jumped on you and beat you up and you got black eyes and a knot on your head and all type of stuff. Now what? Now you yelling at him. Why the fuck you ain't help me? Because he told your ass to sit the hell down and he'll take it from here. But you didn't want to do that.
Like if it's somebody you don't respect. You feel me? But y'all be talking shit, not shutting the fuck up with the man y'all want to be with, bro. Like, chill the fuck out. You want to lead him? You want him to be the man? You want him to protect you? You know what I'm saying? You want him to have your back? Then shut the fuck up. That's it.
Oh, you have to compete with one another in a way that is, unfortunately, it makes it difficult to be community oriented when we, like, because of scarcity mindset. But then when we see you turning the other way and you do it because, and your answer is always because, and I'm not talking about everybody, but for those of you who say your answer is because you dislike this, that, and the other about black women, it just opens up the whole conversation about beauty standards and privilege. And even you mentioned in the white hair, these things that feel exotic. Have you had any personal experiences in either way? Because I mean, you're attracted to women, and you being a woman yourself, where you felt like that has influenced your choices, or you could see its influence on the choices of people around you.
Bruh, I guarantee you, if you poll, hell, myself included, bro. I mean, the only thing that I do not like about black women is the weave. Like physically, is the weave. That's it.
Facts.
But hell, I ain't got no type. I dated all black women, maybe like one white girl, no, 2 white girls, growing up. But outside of that, in Atlanta, Georgia was all black women, bro. I ain't dibble and dabble into the caucus until I moved my black ass to San Diego, and they swarmed me like flies on shit, bro. And that's what it is. These white women are like heat-seeking missiles on black men, and then it's just the overlooking and taking for granted of the black women and black men, because you're so used to each other by proximity or whatnot that you will put other races on pedestals because they different. But then you get mad because you got to do a little more work to learn about things outside of your own culture. Like that whole conversation was selfish as a motherfucker, bro. I mean, with that mindset about, like, I don't want to have to teach nobody about me. What you think about all these international relationships? Like language barrier relationships. You feel me? Like, you think the little punk ass work you doing as far as black and white is such a large obstacle, when that's crazy as hell, especially in the Western world, bro. The majority of these modern motherfuckers is hip as shit with the culture. These white folks know more about the damn culture than the fucking black folks because of social media. They be in the shit, dog. But then you got people out here, motherfuckers moving to damn Thailand and fucking Brazil and Colombia, passport blowing up. You think they give 2 fucks about the effort they got to put in to get to learn somebody that's into them? Like, if you into them, if y'all into each other, that's part of the process. That's part of the experience, bro. Getting to learn about each other's culture, teaching motherfuckers, bro. That shit is cool as hell.
You know what? Yes to the aesthetic piece. Okay. But I will even go a step further. For me, it goes like to an attitude or perceived attitude piece. Okay. Even most recently. Shaq. Hey, Shaq. I love you, but hey. So I did. No, I love Shaq. But he's part of my story. Okay. So I was doing a segment on the Shade Room. Mm-hmm. And I was smiling but very much confident in what I was saying. Mm-hmm. Talking like I'm talking to you all. And Shaq is watching. It's like a live stream on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And he's like, she's so pretty, but she's so mean. Aww. And I was like, Shaq, I'm not mean. Why would you say that? And I think there's something about black women who are confident and solid in who they are, mm-hmm. that sometimes can be perceived as we're angry, or we have an attitude, or we're boisterous, when we simply just believe in what we're saying. And we naturally emote differently than other races of women anyway. Yeah. So for me, it's been more of that. I'm taller.
Bro, that's not true. Bro, I hate that. That's not true, bro. That's not true. Stop generalizing all black women. There's a certain pocket of black women that's all loud and obnoxious. Not saying that she's that, bro. She's very eloquent. She hasn't come across aggressive or angry like her description of Shaq, right? You know, maybe Shaq is threatened by confident, well-spoken women, and that is a fact. You got men out here that are intimidated by that, man. But it ain't because you black. It's because you speaking this way. You could be white, Asian, Hispanic, black, out here talking like you know something, bro, and you may be perceived as difficult. There's going to be men that shine away from that because that's not the path of least resistance, bro. And I can empathize for that, because you got some women out here that got to dim their light to exist to try to get attention from the men. But then should you really be dimming the light to get these attention from this man? Because that's the case. If you can't be yourself, then that ain't the man for you. But then it makes finding the right man for you much more difficult. That's just the result of feminism, bro. You got powerful women, and men typically want women that are cooperative. You know what I mean? And the more educated you are, typically, the less likely you are to be cooperative, unless you truly fucking respect your man, dog. And you know, the burden is on the women. Real shit. The burden is on the women to come out here and fix this shit. Men don't have to fix nothing in regards to this. Because the men at the top, they can get who the fuck they want. So, instead of coming out here crying about it, saying you can't get picked, you better do some shit that says pick me and get picked. Shoot your shot. Show that man that you can be the woman that man want. Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
So I kind of have a question about me with that. The aesthetic piece, I haven't gotten to that point yet, to be honest with you. I haven't gotten to that point of insecurity yet because I'm still dealing with what I just talked to you about.
You don't need to get there.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get there, but I do think sometimes just the confidence, the assertiveness, it can be a little off-putting.
Sleepy says these live streams be fire in different video views and perspectives, nothing but fire. Hey, I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate it. Hey, I'll be trying my best. I'm trying to get better with the streaming. And you know what, Sleepy, what me and my husband was actually supposed to be testing out. You see how content creators like him, they're able to basically react this way, just like this. I want to do that, and I need to figure out what app to. I actually found a few apps, but I haven't got an opportunity to test it out. And this is what I want to do, so I won't have to hold the phone like this. So I'm considering either using my laptop for it or my phone for the reaction videos. OBS, yeah, OBS. I'm gonna try them out. That's the one, and there was another one. I think it was like two other ones. But yeah, we gon' definitely have to test that out. That way we don't have to do this. But hey, it's the journey, right? It's the journey, Sleepy. Shit, we getting there, and we just Streamlab is another one. Yep. I heard that actually Streamlab. No, I think it's OBS is better than Streamlab. Yeah, a lot of people saying OBS is way better. So I'm gonna test that one out. But we still appreciate you for at least, still sticking around and appreciating the talking points more than holding the phone and, the background. People just fake people, they judgmental. And they say stuff like, oh, look at her, she holding the phone, look at her background, that ain't no real background, you know what I'm saying? So they run away from stuff like that. But they don't listen to the talking points. They don't listen to what you're talking about. They don't want to hear what you're talking about because what you have is not good enough for them. And that's how a lot of these black women is. Yep, day at a time. Got to start somewhere. Facts. This is exactly what we doing. Starting from the bottom, now we here. And you know what, Sleepy? We'll be there soon. I ain't gonna lie to you. We'll be there soon if we just hold on and be patient enough and keep being patient. I'm already knowing. And once we do, Sleepy, man, we got you, bro. Real talk. I promise you, we got you.
Intimidating. Yeah. So I think that's the intimidation piece.
Yeah. Assertive and being a woman with a man, throw that assertive shit out. That's masculine. Those are masculine qualities, bro. Those are masculine traits. Don't no man want no woman to be assertive with him. You can be an assertive in representation of him, representing him, being a reflection of him, but being assertive to that man, coming across as assertive, you got, as a woman, that's common sense to not come across that way because you're coming across like a man. Don't no man want a woman acting like no man.
You feel me? You said I'm about to wait a minute, let me get past this doggone thing.
That's what I've dealt with.
He said I'm gonna screen clip that because I know that y'all about to be major big. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. There was this person. I'm not gonna say who she is, but I'll just say she has a high status and she knows me personally. Not gonna say any names, but she looked at me and she said, look. I said she looked at me, I'm sorry. We was on the phone talking and she said, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I see you going somewhere very soon. You're gonna be very big soon. And I don't know what it is that you're gonna do exactly. But she said that she can see me doing, something like talking to people, advocating for other people or whatever. I don't know. But, I do feel like I can get to that point and trying to advocate for people out here, help people. I know I be talking my stuff about, what people do, but in the same breath, I do just want to help people too. I do just really overall genuinely really want people to embrace change. Real talk. It's okay to change. It's okay to put the pride away. You don't have to be so prideful to the point where you're afraid to change because you are afraid of someone else's judgment about you. I do strongly, genuinely feel like everybody can change. You said I seen countless YouTubers start from nothing, as me being some of their first subscribers. Now they're popular millionaires and wow. That's crazy, Sleepy. Yeah, you know what? And you, hubby says God said if you wait, he will exalt you. Yes. Yep. I'm saying, man, I'm telling you, like, look, the struggle has been humbled us. It humbled us a long time ago. We already knew what it's like to have to struggle. We know what the struggle is. Like I said before, we know what is sleepless nights is like, not having food to eat and really trying to survive. And Sleepy, I think you said yesterday, you said something about trying to survive in the wintertime is diabolical. You know what I'm saying? And trying to make sure you got something to eat in the wintertime. A lot of people ain't gonna like that. Me and my husband was homeless in the wintertime, living in the car. And guess what? You wouldn't even believe this. I was pregnant. And it was crazy, man. It was really crazy. Because there would be times where we had to go without. Matter of fact, it was cold around that time. Matter of fact, it was getting closer to the wintertime. Now I remember. Okay. So when I first became homeless, it was right after I had my fourth child. And that was the dead winter. And I'm talking about, it was so cold and we were sleeping in the car. No food to eat, nothing. I was postpartum, just had a baby, didn't know what. I literally did not know what I was finna do. I ain't gonna lie to you. A year later, another pregnancy, and it happened like when I was pregnant, it was around the summertime and the fall time. And I gave birth to him 8 weeks early, and he was premature, but we still have to survive. I still have to go through another postpartum situation. I had to go through another postpartum situation again in the wintertime. Mind you, being pregnant and homeless, living in the car with nothing to eat, like no food, nothing. And finally being able to get some help. I mean, Sleepy, when we have told people this story, and I've told people my story, their biggest question is, so what was your man doing? Why couldn't he provide for you? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's always about that, but nobody tries to acknowledge the fact that he was there with me through that, because he actually left his home of living with who he was living with to come and sleep in the car with me so I wouldn't have to be out there like that. He put himself in the wilderness intentionally. He could have said, nah, I'm gonna stay over here with my peoples. Obviously, I couldn't live over there with him and his peoples, you know what I'm saying? Because that's their house. But he could have said, nah, forget you. You're gonna have to deal with your own situation. Sleep in your car. Be there by yourself, and I'll be over here, and I'll just probably stay on the phone with you or call you every now and then to make sure you're good. But I'm talking about this man put himself in the wilderness. Because when he asked his peoples, can I come and stay over there till we get on our feet? They said no. They rejected it. So he said, you know what? I'm not about to let you be out there and be homeless by yourself. I'm coming with. And I was like, nah, you ain't got to do that. It's cool. He said, no, I'm a man. I'm going to help you through this. Like, that's what a real man is going to do. And people they don't want to listen to the principle of the story. You know what I'm saying? They jump all over that and they try to, they think about stuff like, oh, why you ain't have a job? Why wasn't you working? Why your man couldn't do for you? Why he ain't had no job? Why was you just sleeping in the car? Nobody is trying to understand why did it occur, how it occurred, what really happened, what went wrong, what made it to where you had to even be homeless. Nobody even cared about that. It's all about the fact that even though he stepped out of from where he was at to come and live in the car with me, it's like, well, you should get a job. You should have did this. You should have did that. Everybody is just so focused on what we should have, could have, would have did. But these are the same people that wouldn't even, that they didn't even want to help. You said, fuck them. It's y'all journey, not their journey. It's y'all story. Not exactly. And this is exactly why sometimes I don't even try to waste my time telling a person the rest of my story. Once I start talking and I see that you find no interest, I'm going to say, all right, you have a good one. You said, I asked for help. They judged me, so I couldn't see my girl going through that. You feel me? Real talk. You said, I figured you was around big names when I seen the cabin links. I said, yeah, brother, somebody for real, producer. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Real talk.
That, and I'm gonna let you answer, but I've even heard that specifically in the whole like comparison piece, white women being softer or more malleable or amicable or amenable to particularly black men leading, but also to my point earlier, it's not a whole lot of y'all left.
It's not.
In the y'all that's left,
it's not.
how many y'all that can lead?
I don't know.
It's even by a smaller margin. But anyway, go ahead.
It's backwards though. It's like you trying to shit on the super successful black men out here, right? Which you're totally capable of getting if you would humble yourself or just act like a woman. It ain't a lot of y'all out here, but they getting grabbed. Motherfuckers scooping their ass up. Why? They don't want your ass. So regardless of the amount that there is, they don't want your ass. And more times than not, these black men do want your ass if you would present the right version of yourself.
Exactly.
To them. Like y'all got to use common sense, bro. It's like a man coming up here complaining about he can't get no woman, but he not gonna stop being feminine. He not gonna stop acting like a bitch. Like this shit don't fucking make no sense. Y'all should be smart enough to recognize that. With as smart as y'all are, with as educated as y'all are, bro, but that pride is a motherfucker, man. That pride is a motherfucker, dog. The more masculine y'all become, the more prideful y'all become. It's not the equation for success.
All right, so I want to move on to the other side of the debate, because sometimes when I see this conversation or this discourse happening on the internet, you get, but it's okay when a black woman does it, when she dates outside her race, and you were just speaking to that a little bit. Yes. I've been on these dating apps myself. It's hard out here for us.
That's why I got on.
And there is a prevalence of white men on them apps. Yes. And it's not really my thing, but it also just makes it difficult for me to have
more white men options in America, duh.
And for my dating pool. But for you guys, like, what do you think is the difference between when it's happening amongst black women versus when it's happening amongst black men?
We don't have a lot to choose from. And then we talk about preference, right? So if I'm a black woman who desires to date a man who has a certain faith that he practices that's in line with mine, that makes a certain amount of money, Now you go to that has maybe a certain limit with how many children he already has.
Now you're asking for too much.
That may have never been married before, and I'm older.
Yeah.
So we down under the floor by the time we actually vet through every, like.
Whose fault is that, though?
We have something cool here. What you're looking at is the new Expedience home gym. This one is called the Gym Monster 2. And look at how small it is.
Whose fault is that, though? Everything that they've complained about is their fucking fault. Even if it ain't their fault, it's their fucking fault because they in that position, man. But you 39, bro. That ship has sailed, man. All these prerequisites you got can no longer be prerequisites. Your standards can no longer exist. You have to literally get in where you fit in, man. And there's a whole pool of applicants ready, willing, and hard to get up all in that, man. But you still got these standards like you 25, shouting. And it's just the delusion. The delusion. Like, I worked so hard. And this sucked, bro. That shit sucked like a motherfucker. I can't even hold you, man. But
we're gonna go on to the next video. That was interesting. You said I just caught that. Yeah, man, we family. Real talk. This is a real family, real shit. Yep, I'm sure you got a story to tell. We all do. Real talk. And it's really good to actually have people that you can relate to, that can relate to you, that understand you, you understand them back. Y'all can listen, actually listen to one another's stories and actually communicate with one another and give each other feedback. Man, that's amazing. Because we live in a times where people is so weird. They so weird you can't even talk to them. You can literally talk to them. When you start, the minute you start talking to them, it's like the clock is ticking. They do not want to hear. They don't want to hear nothing at that point. I mean, I say they give you like 3 to 5 minutes to explain your story. Maybe less than that. And then they gotta dash, you know. Gotta dash. Jimmy Neutron type shit. Just saying. You can't talk to nobody nowadays. So it is actually a blessing to really have someone that you can talk to. For real. Because the communication nowadays is, that don't even exist. By the way, yes, I'm probably is going to change my title when we get off of here. What y'all think? Do y'all think I should keep this title or change this title? Here is another little video. It says, wait a minute, hold on, let me go to his channel because he always got some good updates. He always got a lot of okay. So okay, so this is by Yak Moley. I play a lot of his videos. We only gonna try to do like 5 minutes of this. Let me go ahead and skip past. Yeah, because I know he get to talking a little bit. Okay, there we go. This is by Yak Moley. And you say yes, leave the title. Okay, bet. Why mass layoffs are crushing thousands in 2025. So we only gonna do 5 minutes of this video, and then we're gonna go to the next video, and then we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. So I'll say we probably gonna be on here for like another 15 minutes.
Because they're heart-wrenching.
Morning, Michael. It's nice to see you guys. And these are deep, deep cuts. Amazon is planning to cut 14,000 corporate jobs starting this week. It is one of the largest rounds of layoffs in the company's history. Why would Amazon be doing this right now ahead of the holidays while the company seems to be doing well? Well, in a note to employees this morning, they say the world is changing quickly. This generation of AI is the most transformative technology we have seen since the internet. And that's really echoing what CEO Andy Jassy started signaling this summer when he said generative AI could mean fewer workers. And Amazon isn't alone here, making these changes in the midst of a major AI transformation. Target announced last week that it will be eliminating about 1,800 roles. Other tech giants like Microsoft, Meta, Google, and Intel have also made cuts this year. And this is important to follow because tech companies are a bellwether for the broader economy. They can be. And right now, hiring is slowing for the first time since the pandemic. There are more unemployed.
Best Buy has deals on the most giftable tech. Okay, is my company shutting down? Okay, it's almost 8:30. We usually have an HR meeting canceled. We got told from one of our East Coast managers to cancel all interviews for today. Now, in place of that meeting, mandatory meeting company update with a bunch of people on it. I'm about to be jobless for the holidays. Okay, I'm about to log on, so we'll see. Wish me luck.
All right, I have really bad news, everybody. Effectively, immediately, ceasing all operations. We have 70 call centers, homes on the east. We're filing for bankruptcy.
For the people that we did have onboarding, are we calling them and telling them this, or is HR doing that?
That is a good question.
If you're really frustrated, then just name it. If you feel like you're in a shock, or just recognize where you are, because it mirrors the process of going through grief. So just take care of yourself like you have lost something, because you have. We all have. Thank you. Thanks. Bye, everybody. Thanks.
So pissed.
I know.
Like, I'm actually so heated. And I'm just like,
We knew.
Today, I was laid off at Amazon. I am one of the 14,000 employees impacted. I was senior social media manager in Amazon ads, and earlier this month, I actually celebrated my 1-year anniversary, or Ammiversary, as they like to call it. And
Talking about Ammiversary. Damn, she was dedicated to Amazon. She celebrated her 1 year Ammiversary. Jeez.
To a dream role. I was working social media marketing and tech, something I would have dreamed about and wished for in college. I was flown out to work my first Cannes Lion in the south of France, of all places. I interviewed celebrities on the red carpet, some that I had fangirled over since I was a little kid. But most importantly, I worked at a globally recognizable company that I knew.
Not to mention, they just went through food stamps, EBT, and they're not really happening right now. Got lots of federal workers that are not, getting paid, but yet there's no food stamps, EBT benefits going out right now. It's just crazy how this is going down. And whether it's Amazon, UPS, they're all laying people off because they know they can augment it with AI and increase profits.
I was just laid off for the second time this year, and I actually think that this is the push I needed to pursue content full time because I was going to quit that job anyway. Needless to say, we are back on the no-buy, ladies and gentlemen. At least I got to use up all my PTO on my gorgeous trip to Spain, and now I don't have to worry about how I'm going to get time off for the holidays. Since I've already...
Family, I have been laid off from Amazon. We are okay. The boys are going to work. Okay? I'm just telling you before I tell the internet. Love you.
I mean, we're just seeing people get laid off left and right. It seems like a thing that the Fed is trying to stabilize by lowering interest rates, but I don't know if they've done it fast enough because we're kind of going over the hill with the layoffs, and there seems to be more and more. Look right here. I got laid off this morning, currently in bed, trying to figure it out. It hurts to read these comments, and it's like over and over and over that you just go through the comment sections and you hear from people losing their jobs. What do you think? Comments down below. What is the future of the job market? Do you see AI just obliterating everybody? I do, because I'm seeing it happen in my field. And a lot of my friends that run businesses, they're looking at their employees and being like, this computer just did this entire thing in a quarter of the time it takes you to come back from lunch. It's crazy. Scary, everybody.
Pretty sure I'm about to get laid off from my 9 to 5 right now, so come with me to my meeting.
Difficult news to share, and that's why I've asked HR to join me. As you have seen, our business environment.
There's no way, as soon as they said HR, I'm not flipping the table.
Structure has shifted in many ways since we began our company transformation. And as we move forward with fewer brands and consolidated functions, we need to make some additional changes. And as part of this restructuring, your positions have been eliminated. The decision is not a reflection on anyone's performance, but it's based on what the broader business needs. I know it's super hard news. I'm going to turn it over.
My apologies for the nature of the call today, and I apologize for the difficult decision that has been made that is impacting you. And I truly wish you nothing but the best as you move forward.
Damn.
The goal of these people, it's like they're going to do it nicely. You just wreck somebody's life, ended their benefits, and there's no food stamps to get on, but you're going to do it nicely. Come on, just rip the Band-Aid off, because I don't want to hear it.
Good morning, Mike. I was laid off by Amazon. I was one of the 14,000 employees that were affected today. They sent out an email at 5 a.m. Seattle time. I think so that people don't have to go to the office if they are laid off. I'm still processing what just happened.
You know what? These people act like they lost a loved one or something. And that's what will really, it's like, I be looking like, damn, what happened? Like, damn, you lost somebody or something? I mean, see, these jobs is temporary. People got to understand that. They got to understand that. They got to, just because you see people, I can only imagine all the people that's working in these jobs that was working, keyword was working in these jobs that's been on the job for 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, never felt like anything would happen to them. They wouldn't get laid off, nothing. Everything is going to always work in their favor. And they just sitting on the side, just watching people lose their SNAP benefits and stuff. And they like, damn, glad I ain't got to rely on no government assistance. Just imagine, next thing you know, you get a call stating that you're laid off, or an email stating that he said he got an email. They emailed him at 5 a.m. telling him he laid off. They couldn't even call you, bro. They don't care about you, bro. Y'all really feel like these jobs really care about y'all. They don't. They will lay your ass off, his ass off, her ass off, they ass off, and they don't care how long you have been working with them. Sorry to deliver the bad news to you guys. Sorry, it had to be you that was eliminated. And so after they get that news, people don't know what to do. They start breaking down. They start losing their damn minds because they rely heavily on these jobs. But they talk, you know what's crazy? What amazes me? It's amazing how people will rely heavily on a job, and they'll tell their kids in a heartbeat, you going to school today. You ain't about to lay up in my doggone house. I work too hard for this. I got to keep my job so I can keep paying bills around this house. You ain't paying no bills. Get your ass up, put your clothes on, you going to school. You getting up out of here. You know what I'm saying? All of these people that love their jobs, they will do anything for their jobs. They would bow down and kiss the feet of the CEOs if they got to keep their jobs. Sometimes they go as far as to telling their employer, man, come on now, you know I can't afford this right now. I really need this job. They'll say stuff like that. And all they need to know is that you need them. Because you rely heavily on your job, but you out here talking about everybody else that rely on food stamps and government assistance, bro. Mind you, it's hardworking full-time people that still relying heavily on food stamps. Yeah, life do got its own way of playing things out. Yup. You said eliminated was a horrible choice of a word to tell your workers. Hey, they don't give a damn. They really is eliminated. I mean, that's not a horrible choice for them, because you want to know why? This is the Hunger Games. This is the Squid Games. This is a Monopoly board game to them. You have been chosen and eliminated. You've been eliminated. They feel like your ass is eliminated. Okay, so Snyder reports he always doing updates on what's going on. He keeps the people updated about the food stamp benefits and everything. And geez, his subscribers has grown super fast. But okay, let's see. We're gonna look at this one. 6 hours ago. The crisis gets worse. Government shutdown is at a tipping point. Y'all ready for this one? He updated this 6 hours ago. For real. Okay, let's go ahead. This is Snyder Reports.
Well, I hate to say it, but we are now in the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, and it's still going. Many experts believe this is only going to get worse before it gets better. But the good news is they do see a silver lining at the end of this tunnel. The problem is there's a lot of issues that we're going to face as a result. I want to show you something. It says this is the longest government shutdown in U.S. history.
Yep.
It says we are now at 36 days. It surpassed the previous record back in 2018 and 2019. The problem? Roughly a dozen Senate Democrats have privately signaled they're willing to support a stopgap funding deal in exchange for a future vote on health care, according to sources. However, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says no, we are not going to go that route. They want to negotiate before we open up the federal government. Well, it's turning into a massive crisis. Look at this problem. It says U.S. private payrolls rebound in October, but some industries continue to shed jobs. Guess what? The reason why private payrolls are rebounding is because people are being hired for the Christmas and holiday season. That's the reason why we are seeing more hires right now. It's not because the economy is getting better. It's because people are, really businesses, are planning for a massive Q4. The problem? The money might not be there. But look at this. Here's where things are getting really interesting. Talking about money, look what the Trump administration just did. It says the Trump administration quietly funds some nutrition aid for low-income moms and babies. It says officials moved $450 million in emergency funds to the special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children on Friday, also known as WIC. But at the same time, just the other day, the Trump administration said they are questioning the legality of moving these contingency funds from one place in the USDA over to SNAP benefits to pay roughly 50% of 42 million Americans' benefits for the month of November. Even still, some states say they may not see the money until possibly the next couple of weeks, or it could be another month. Think about that for a second. Again, major problems. And you want to talk about some big issues? Well, that's just the tipping point. Look at this. It says, air traffic controllers warn of tipping point as U.S. government shutdown drags on. I was talking to a friend of mine who his good friend, best friend, something, is an air traffic controller. And he is stressed beyond belief. He is so stressed out because he's not getting a paycheck, yet he's being called into work and almost being forced to come into work.
How you being forced to come? Look. How? How are you being forced to come into work? You don't have to do that if you don't want to. How you stressed beyond belief because you feel like you being forced into work. So what, they come into your crib, putting a gun to your head and said, get your ass up and come to work now? y'all, the fact that y'all, I mean, I understand that. I could understand it if a person wants to go to work still without pay because they enjoy their job and they just want to help other people. You know what I'm saying? But if you going to work for the money and you frustrated and you stressed that you ain't getting no money, but you forcing yourself to go to work. I'm gonna be 100. Okay, it's cool. That's fine. Uh, you forcing yourself. Ain't nobody forcing you to do anything.
Because there's no other options. Okay? Look right here. Look at that.
How you forcing yourself to go to work? You're forcing yourself. Nobody can force you to do anything. He talking about because there's no other option. So now I'm afraid for his friend's safety. For his friend's safety. Because I'm not sure if his friend is afraid for his safety.
It says the Federal Aviation Administration was forced to delay flights across the U.S. because of staffing shortages at dozens of air traffic control facilities, making for one of the most difficult days to fly since government shutdown began 5 weeks ago. It says right here, what you're seeing is a lot of people who are truly having to call in sick to go earn money elsewhere. This is the issue. They're not sick. They're okay. But the problem is they have no money coming in. They are being asked to come into work and that they will potentially be paid back pay. The problem here, though, and this is a huge issue.
It's the fact that it's potential. They may be back paid. But why do you trust the system so much? Look at what they're doing to everybody. Why would you trust the system so much that you will force yourself to go into work because you believe once the government shutdown is over, you're going to get your back pay? You see what I'm saying? People literally care about the money so much. What is the difference between you saying, you know what, fuck this job, I'm finna live my life, or just go into work dreadful, depressed every single day, not getting paid a dime to work? You just going to go be a slave willingly because you believe in your mind that when the government shutdown is over, you're going to get all that back pay. So you're going to keep working for free because you care about money. So you're going to keep working for free when you can really just be living your life right now, chilling at the house, just relaxing.
Issue is that they need money to live, to pay for their bills, to pay for food. Banks are calling. This is what we're seeing. But again, this is just the start of it. I want to keep reading this to you. It says right here, I think you're also seeing people who are just calling in sick because they're fed up. And they're like, well, I'm going to spend the holiday weekend.
Well, if I'm fed up, fuck that job. I'm not about to call in sick. I'm going to call in and I'm going to let your ass know I ain't coming back. Or I'm just probably, you should be lucky if you do get a call from me. Because I ain't calling no job to tell you I ain't coming back. You can replace me with no problem.
With my...
Yeah, I don't owe no job, no explanation.
The bill from the store where I got it. Figured you could beat it.
If I quit, I quit.
My kids for once. Yeah. Air traffic controllers. Again, the amount of air traffic controllers that commit infidelity and other things, like they're barely home. They don't see their...
Hold on, bro. Did he just say infidelity? He said the air traffic controllers commit infidelity. And look, I don't know if he's saying that right, but man, I thought infidelity was when it comes down to cheating on your partner in a relationship. Maybe it do mean something else. You said, I bet they is sick. That's crazy word. For real. They sick in the head, in the minds. You said, because I was going to say I'm going to eliminate myself. For real.
Family. It's a huge problem. But look at this. Okay, I want to play this clip for you. Listen to this.
Department of Transportation reporting 46% of air traffic delays on Monday, were due to staffing issues. And if the shutdown continues into next week, the Secretary of Transportation warns
You will see mass chaos.
I'm just saying, who the hell y'all thought was about to come to work and work for free, bruh? Especially if they care about money. Or especially if all you gotta do is tell them they ain't getting paid. They ain't finna come back to work. Then it's like now you want to threaten them. Oh, well, guess when the government shutdown is over, you're not gonna get your back pay. And you know how much money that is. So yeah, you should definitely come to work. It's gonna work out for you and your family in the long run. He looked like he'd say something like that. Yeah, you should definitely come to work. It's gonna work out for you and your family in the long run. So if you want to stay away from the job, then hey, be my guest. We'll just go ahead and replace you with someone else. Are you sure you want to do that?
You will see mass flight delays. You'll see mass cancellations, and you may see us close certain parts of the airspace.
we would expect to see something similar.
And I was telling my husband about this earlier because I'd seen the updated article on this earlier. And I'm like, damn, so this is the real Hunger Games, bro. Y'all, they trying to trap us in here. And they want to trap us in our own city, in our own states. Real talk. And don't think just because your state ain't affected yet or your city ain't, you don't see no crime and no chaos yet. Oh, don't think there ain't nothing gonna jump off. Because trust me, oh, it's coming. And I'm telling y'all, wait until it get close to Thanksgiving. People are about to go insane. They can't get their Thanksgiving turkeys and their hams and stuff like that. What? And if they even have to dare stand in line at a damn food pantry, they going to be even more pissed. Because I'm going to be honest with you. The food pantries is starting to get exposed now. Now a lot of people have been talking about what I've been talking about with these organizations, these food pantries. They giving your ass old food, old expired, molded food. Molded food, I'm telling you. And I used to work in the food pantry. And I know what they have done up in there. I used to work in produce at a grocery store. And when all of the fruits and the vegetables would go bad, we had to throw it in a bin. And there's a guy that would come there once a week when he had the food pantry truck. He would load all of that stuff, all of them bad fruits and vegetables onto the food pantry truck and take it to the food pantries and give it to them. Old, rotten, spoiled fruits and vegetables, bro. Sick. These people, they sick. And they don't care. They don't care about helping you. They're not going to help you. They're going to give you all this spoiled, rotten, old, moldy. And I'm not saying, I'm going to be honest with you, not all food pantries is like that. Now, it's very rare that you will find some good ones. I'm going to be honest with you. Because, man, we found a good one, and they are a hit or a miss, honestly. We found a good food pantry. They give you all types of good stuff. Sometimes the dates still be good on it, and it depends, man. Sometimes you can go back and you don't have nothing that's good. The last time we went to them, man, we had to throw everything away. Everything. And the only thing that we was able to keep was a few packs of noodles that they gave us that was still good. Other than that, everything was old and rotten and spoiled and molded. And I can't believe that they really be out here doing people like that. But yeah, man, they trying to trap us in here for real. You see, you got the USDA in on it. These governments are in on it. They not trying to help us. They're giving us 50% of what we would usually get. Okay? They don't care about us, y'all. They never gave a damn anyway. And I just wish that a lot of people never gave a damn either. And that they would understand, like, you know what? This has all been a game, stage play. All right, let me just figure it out from this point. Forget these people. Because at the end of the day right now, it's fuck them. Real talk. These politicians don't give a damn about us. Look at how they partying and still living it up and having fun. Look at Trump having millionaire, billionaire parties and stuff like that. Meanwhile, they can't fund SNAP. People are out here, they just going to be suffering. But you know what, y'all? This is a wake-up call for us to come together and unite as a people. That's number one, like I said earlier. And number two, it is also a way for us to say, you know what? Skip these people. And I'm sure that they have probably contemplated like, hey, let's see how many people can walk away from our matrix, our system, and how many people can't. And I guarantee you, they probably sitting there laughing right now like, we knew that they weren't going to go anywhere. We're toxic and they love us. You said they pissing these folks off. Yeah. You said they better stop playing with them people. That might be what happened to that plane yesterday. If the maintenance workers are not getting paid, then you know. What? It's a plane. It was a plane crash, Sleepy? You said pretty much this will cause massive chaos amongst the world. Yep. Yeah, they gonna start robbing for them turkeys and the cornbreads and the chitlins. Oh, you better not leave up out of that damn grocery store with a thing of chitlins. Man, it's finna get critical out here. The government made them holidays exactly, but y'all be sitting up here talking about people that's reliant on government assistance and y'all relying on government holidays, man-made holidays. Finna go crazy because you can't celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas and get your turkeys and your chitlins and your mac and cheese and shit. You said, I think it's 195 countries in the U.S. sends money and aid every year to 187 of them. Yeah, they was talking about that's where they money and their funds is going to. Yep. They don't give a damn about this damn United States of America.
Or if airspace is shut down. Trevor Anderson is the director of airport operations at the Salt Lake Airport. He worries how the impact across the country can eventually end up here. There's kind of the ripple effect that can start to occur. The other concern, we're coming into the holidays and ski season. Definitely something we're going to be keeping an eye on. Travelers we spoke with also worried about air travel. Yeah, it's going to impact everyday life. It's going to start getting pretty dicey here.
Yeah.
And yet and still, people are probably more than likely still going to be booking flights because they need to go see their family for the holidays because they do it every year. So they're still going to travel. People are still going to be traveling to their families' homes for the Thanksgiving holidays. So yeah. You said Kentucky, I think a UPS plane with $250,000 gallons of gas. Damn. I did see about a UPS plane crashing and I didn't get a chance to look into that. I didn't know that happened in Kentucky. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you said since they ain't paying these people shit, they don't care what happened to them planes. Pretty much. I seen this one guy. Matter of fact, it's crazy you said that. I seen this one guy who had said that he went through the airport and them people that's supposed to check your belongings and stuff, I guess they call TSA or something like that. That's supposed to make sure that your stuff get through the machine and you ain't got nothing on you. They was not doing that. They didn't even care. Dude said that he had a damn knife in his suitcase that he forgot to take out, but he uses it for, I guess, to open up his packages or something. That's what he said. But, he said that he was able to get straight through with a big-ass knife in his suitcase. Come on, man. What do they tell you? That lets you know, yeah, dude said that they're going to have to shut down the airports eventually because it's going to be mass chaos. If they are allowing people to get straight through without checking them because they ain't getting paid to do it, then man, y'all better watch them planes. It might be somebody that hop up, think they a pilot or something. They gonna try to get up on there and think that they about to fly them damn planes and stuff, man. People is so they can get out of the country, so they can get out of their state, because the fact that it's gonna be mass chaos, the only reason why it's going to be chaos is because people are chaotic in the minds right now. Everybody is there. Majority of the people have a carnal mind at this point. So they're going to allow what they're going through and how they can't get what they want from zaddy government. Yeah, they're going to turn into some people that they never thought that they were. Like, you might have some people that was, working minimum wage jobs thinking they pilots, and you got the other people that's thinking that they, look, I don't know. You said it may cause pain on other sides of the struggle this is creating for them. Nobody could trust anything or anyone. Yep. Can't trust nobody.
Coming into the holidays and ski season. Definitely something we're going to be keeping an eye on. Travelers we spoke with also worried about air travel.
Yeah, it's going to impact the everyday life. It's going to start getting pretty dicey here.
Yeah, it's going to get very dicey. You want to know why? Because if they have to shut down certain airspace because we do not have enough air traffic controllers, guess what that does? That then reroutes those flights. It cancels them, for one, to those locations. But then what happens is they have to be rerouted to another location. Let me just paint this picture for you. Here in the Seattle area, we have the SeaTac International Airport. Very big airport, one of the largest parking garages, I think, in the entire country or maybe world, whatever. Anyway, what we know is if we had to cancel, and I'm not saying SeaTac is going to be one of those airspaces that gets shut down, but if we had to reroute all of our flights that came into SeaTac, it would likely have to go into Portland or up into Canada. That could be a huge issue. You know why? Well, if we shut down our airspace, and everyone else has to be rerouted, guess what? Those airports are now overloaded. There's too many people flying into those airports for the amount of workers that they have. Then their airspace may have to be shut down as well.
Stop beating around the bush, bro, and just say they're going to have to shut these damn airports down overall. Because that's exactly what the hell they're going to end up doing.
Look at this. It says Duffy also reaffirmed if the airspace wasn't safe, the DOT would shut it down. He said some controllers may work 2 positions versus 1 because of the callouts, which is allowed and safe, but does pose a greater risk. Oh, wonderful. It says, we delay flights, we cancel or tell airlines to cancel flights if we don't have enough controllers to effectively and safely manage our skies, according to Duffy. It says, with this shutdown, it would be dishonest to say that more risk is not injected into the system. There's more risk in the system. Okay. This is a huge problem. But listen to this.
Are you looking to establish your business using an address other than your home? Wish you
A lot
had
of them not saying that, though. They beating around the bush.
While most
they gonna start shutting everything down.
To fly during the shutdown, the union representing air traffic controllers, which has pushed hard for the government to reopen, says each day it stays closed, the less safe the system gets. Nice. It says every single day that this goes on, tomorrow is now less safe than today. It says we're supposed to go to work and be 100%. 100% of the time. I'm going to work right now, and I'm thinking about how do I pay my rent? People are not 100%, which again, it poses an additional risk. I want to show you this though. Right now, everyone is looking at air traffic controllers, TSA agents are looking at federal employees that may or may not get paid. We've been hearing for the last several weeks, furloughed employees may not see a penny because they have been furloughed. They were sent home, but yet there's a law that states all these people will get paid. The problem and the big concern is where is that money coming from? The Trump administration does not want to send out money to people that have not been working for their income. Well, look at this. This has nothing to do with the federal government, but this is showing us where things are headed because it's not just the federal government that is feeling the pain. Look at this. says McDonald's sales rise, but the CEO expects low-income diners to spend less into next year. What we are now seeing is higher income earners are now shopping or pretty much spending their money at McDonald's and fast food restaurants. Let me just give you an example here. I can go to McDonald's and I can get a decent meal, pretty much a Happy Meal. You can get it for like $6. Okay. If I were to cook that same meal, get fries, a drink, really nothing. I don't need a toy. I don't need apple slices. But let's say I had a burger, I had fries, had a drink. Okay. For me to make a hamburger at my house, buying cheese, buying the bun, the bread, the condiments, everything, right? The meat, it's going to cost me about the same. But yet it takes me more time to do it. Yeah, obviously it's healthier, but that's not the point. The point is this. Many higher income earners are now looking at ways to save money. And
first of all, ain't none of this food, this junk that we put in our bodies really healthy. That's number one. Number two, honestly, if you was to make a burger, yeah, it is getting to a point, it has gotten to a point where groceries and restaurant food pretty much cost the same amount. But the thing about it is, if you was to, I'm sure when you go to the grocery store, you ain't gonna buy one burger. So I'm sure you're gonna probably buy 4. And are you gonna eat all of those in one day, or are you gonna stretch it out though? But I ain't gonna lie, a Happy Meal that's $6, and you buying that at the grocery store is not the same amount. I'm sorry, I gotta disagree with that. Because you're not just gonna get one burger from the grocery store. I don't think that you could just get one burger. They have it in the packs, maybe 4 of them, a bag of fries or something like that. Yeah. And then, yeah, it take longer, the preparation, but you would be able to survive off of that for like a couple days. I'll say maybe 2, 3 at the max. The price of that alone, buying some burgers and some French fries from the grocery store and something to drink, that's probably gonna run you about 30-ish. That's a shame too, though, because it never used to be that much. See, back then, you can get a bag of burgers for about $8.99, a bag of fries for $3. You know what I'm saying? And something to drink for like $1 and some change. Yeah. Yep. So you'll probably be spending probably like $15 on that back then, but now it's a shame. You said it's finna get to a point, motherfucker gonna say, call and say, can you send me some food? For real. Even so, a pre-cooked burger ain't that expensive, almost 40. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just send me some food. For real.
honestly, going to McDonald's, going to Wendy's and getting a biggie bag, going and getting something from like Burger King, even their kids' meals like, what, $3-4. Again, cheap. Many higher income earners are now going to those locations in order to save money. That's a problem. Speaking of another problem, the Supreme Court.
If you're ordering transfers and waiting for them to show up in the mail so you can fulfill orders, I've got to...
Look at this. The Supreme Court confronts Trump's power to disrupt world trade. What we now know is the Supreme Court, and it could happen any time, they are going to look over and determine whether or not it is legal for President Trump to impose reciprocal tariffs on other countries. Okay? It says right here, hanging in the balance are tens of billions of dollars in duties now paid monthly by American importers and Trump's ability to reshape global flows of goods and capital. Legal scholars say the implications extend far beyond the economic consequences to the very reach of the U.S. presidency. Okay, look right here. This is when President Trump in the gray. This is when he was in office. Okay, you can see how much he was bringing in tariff revenue, and then President Biden, you saw a little bit go up, and then obviously it came back down, and then President Trump jumps in, and you see it skyrockets. almost $32 billion in September. Okay. Some of this money could be sent back, be given back to the importer on record. Okay, that could be a huge loss to the Trump administration. But also, at the same time, we are seeing additional price increases and additional inflation. This is why some are saying that we're waiting on the Supreme Court, but at the same time, we're waiting on jobs numbers. We're not getting the true data. Okay, we're just not getting it. And I showed you this, I was talked about this as well. Okay,
that's why I don't understand why people go according to numbers and shit.
See, U.S. private payrolls rebound in October. They have, according to the ADP National Employment Report. Okay, it showed that we did see an increase of 42,000 jobs. But the problem is that's a survey. That's not the report that everyone's looking at. That's not the report that the Federal Reserve is going to look at next month when they decide if they are going to cut interest rates again.
I don't understand why people still rely on numbers.
Look what happened last night. Democrats sweep first major elections of second Trump term. Okay, so Democratic Socialist.
I'm not interested in the rest of that. Don't really. You know, the Democrats, the Republicans, all of that, everything is just a stage play, man. And honestly, that concludes the rest of this live. We gonna come back, if not tomorrow, the next day, with more videos to react to. And honestly, I would like to react to one of the content creators that I follow, that I have been following since 2018. Shout out to him. Man, he really, even through all of this politics stuff that's going on, even through the food crisis and all of that, one thing that I've been noticing that he has been exposing for the last few months is volcanoes constantly erupting, cracks in the ground, earthquakes, all in California. California has been having, hey, look, California is the earthquake land. But that's the whole thing in a nutshell. It says this in the Bible. There will be, famine, pestilences, earthquakes in various places. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what's going on. I'm not sure if anybody knows this, but it has been consistent earthquakes back to back to back to back. Constant. Every day, pretty much. On the West Coast. And Cali, man, they've been getting hit. They've been getting hit. Constantly getting hit. And it's crazy, man. This is crazy. So, and I haven't been watching his videos in a minute, so I need to stay up to date on his videos, because he has very informative videos about what's going on. But yeah, I do want to let y'all know too, this is not what I do all day on YouTube. I don't scroll through YouTube looking for bad things all day long, but I do stay up to date and aware on what's going on in the world. I do, for sure. And I keep my husband updated as well. But yeah, it's, something that we can't even hide. Something that we can't hide. But we gonna go ahead, y'all, in this stream and get up out of here. I appreciate Sleepy and my husband. I appreciate you all the time, of course. This is my advice, though. This is my advice to the black women out here. To the women out here overall. Look, put your pride away. A lot of y'all women got way too much pride. Stop denying a good man in your life, because all them times that you denied him, you never knew who you could have had in your corner going through all of this. Real talk. The fact that y'all don't want to give a man a chance because of what they have on and how, and I mean, not what they have on, because like I said, I mean, of course, you're gonna want a man standing in your face looking clean, you know what I'm saying, from head to toe. But see, y'all judge them for what type of like material they have on, you know what I'm saying. It's like what type of shoes, all of that. Just stop, put your pride away. I'm not saying just let any man talk to you any old kind of way, you know what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But like, if there is a man coming at you respectful and you considering not being single anymore, then hey, maybe you should try something. Open up to him. Overall though, we really need to stick together in these times, and we need to really stop trying to shit on each other and compete. How is that gonna help us unite? She know I'm about to get off, huh? Her little crazy self. Yep, I appreciate all the views, and I guess the views, the likes, whatever the case may be. Y'all already know, if you want to donate, you can. It is what it is. You can become a member, a subscriber, whatever the case may be. Also, if you become a member, I do want to let you know that I'm going to be working on that on uploading these videos, which is stories that I have to tell, my real life situations. And then you can become a member. Now, the reason why I have to make that members only is because I cannot make it public, because there is people that is lurking and they watching me and they dare me to make that public so they can use it against me in the so-called court of law, their courts of law. But yeah, you know, they watching me, so I gotta put it in the members only. Yep. Man, we ain't gonna switch up. We is not gonna switch up, Sleepy. Real talk, man. I promise you. Yeah, clip this part right here. Sleepy is a real supporter. Real talk. Sleepy, we got you, bro. I promise you that. You will not go unnoticed. Okay? You said, yeah, man, for real. Like, we ain't even those type of people. Because we came from nothing. From living and sleeping in the cars and going through our own little trauma or whatever, to being able to be here and be blessed. Real talk. But my advice, y'all, keep y'all head up. This government shutdown, it may not ever reopen. It may reopen, but at the same time, this should teach y'all to rely on none other than the Most High God and not man, because this is what man will do to you. And not just the government assistance, your own job will let you down. That same job that you believed that cared about you so much to the point where you will put your own life behind you and worry about a corporation that don't care about you. Stop doing that. I'm pretty sure that y'all people see it now. All y'all people, you know, that's been out here working and stuff like that for 15, 20 years, 10 years, whatever the case may be. I'm sure you're starting to see that at this point, your life matters. You matter. Your family matters. Real talk, man. Yeah, for real. I appreciate that from you, Sleepy. Yep, I'm not gonna forget about that. We have to, this right here takes time and money right here. And I'm talking about the money that I use as a tool that I am in no rush to get whatsoever. Real talk. Because if it's gonna come to me, it's gonna come to me. I can't stress out about not having nothing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because at the end of the day, I still got my life. I got my freedom. And that's all that matters. As long as I ain't dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful. I'm grateful every single day. I understand a lot of people don't understand that because it's like, get a job. People really still think that. Get a job. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even about jobs. It's about being alive. Seriously. And must I mention that I'm actually employed and I have 3 gigs that I have not worked since the beginning of this year because of hardships. And guess what? Ever since I haven't been able to work those jobs, I have tried everything I could think of to get back into those jobs, and it just wouldn't happen for me. Why is that? Probably because it's meant for me to sit down somewhere and do something like this right here. And sit in front of the camera and try my best to try to help people. Real talk. To bring awareness to society, to try to wake people up, to try to get them to see what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all, before I get to talking for another hour, y'all know. But I appreciate you, you know, I appreciate you, Sleepy, appreciate you, hubby. Anybody that was in the lab, I appreciate y'all too. Appreciate the likes, y'all. Stay tuned for the next upcoming live stream. Not too sure if I'm gonna go live tomorrow, but I will try to keep you guys updated. Nevertheless, y'all, wake them folks up and make somebody happy this evening. Make someone happy. You don't have to give them anything. Shout out to my husband. You ain't got to give them anything but a smile. A genuine one at that.